MC came in and JoJo and Mr. Devlin. And they had on these clothes like Puffy came in and said, I want to sign him to my label. My label gonna be called Bad Boy. I love Biggie Smalls. He's a wonderful guy, man. I met him at Uptown Records.
And then when you're seeing kind of Ginuwine and kind of Missy Elliott's,
oh my God, Ginuwine was running to get everybody Chinese food.
Do you think R. Kelly records should still be played publicly?
Yeah, and what that got to do with what he did, or they was playing them before he did it, and then they was playing it while he did it, and they was playing it after he did it. It was the last time I saw him.
$300,000 for a music video seems ludicrous.
So Puff Daddy comes in, and I get the call from Dre. We like to welcome you to Uptown Records. So when Puff came in and saw me talking to Dre, now he's mad. Like when I see Puff walks in, he's like, Horace? He's like, what up, Horace? I was like, hey, Puff. I was like, y'all the guys sing, treat them like they wanna be
oh, so
treated.
You didn't even know.
You should treat them right. I said, that shot. Man, I was looking like you. Hey, y'all, what's up? It's the Shizzio show, and you with your man. We're doing one for the money. That's right, 2 for the show. We keep doing it. 3 to get the honeys. I see y'all honeys out there. Here we go. It's your man, Horace Brown. Thanks for having me on the show, man. Much love to y'all. London in the building.
Streetlife is the only life that we know. Ghetto life, down in the ghetto we born and grow. No.
Okay, we are back, another episode. We love to see it. You know what? Please hit the subscribe button. A lot of you are just getting free viewership. They're not pressing the button, brother. It's free. You know what I'm saying?
They like it.
Help me help you. You feel what I'm saying? Apparently a large volume they watch, but they don't subscribe. Okay. Ain't that a bitch?
Yes, it is.
It is. I want to shout out, we got a lot of people in the room today. Nikki's on camera. Whoa, shout out Marcus. Sir Vennom is in the building. But ladies and gentlemen, you know the old school me that used to walk to school with a Discman? You know what a Discman is?
Yes.
Bro, if you told that kid there, yo, Horace Brown is coming to see you, I would have said, go fuck yourself. So shout out to that school kid right there.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, R&B legend, fresh off the plane, Horace Brown is in the motherfucking building. Come on, man. Yo,
London.
this is epic.
Yes.
This is very epic. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
You're
for you
welcome.
to come here. That is, you know, it's an honor. So thank you. I would have had the red carpet, but budget and all that. It's a problem. Can't do it. Before I begin, I've got to shout out Sir Venom, who's
Sir
right
Venom.
there.
Yes,
Let me tell you something. Sir Venom's a real one.
Yes, sir.
I've only met this gentleman 3-4 months ago. The mere fact that he would bring artists to me of such a high caliber, Mount Everest caliber,
Yes.
like yourself,
Thank you.
to me, is unbelievable.
Yes.
I gotta give him his flowers. People don't do that, you know, bro.
Yes.
People love to hold you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I get it. So for a man like, you get me? I will say it, thank you, my bro.
Mr. Venom, yes.
What a
Sir
lovely
Venom.
guy, bro.
Yes, he is.
He is.
My brother.
Thank you so much. What brings you to London, firstly? I'm presuming this is not your first rodeo.
No, not the first rodeo, but glad to be back on the show. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, big shout out to the people that have had me and Sir Vennom working alongside me from New York. So it's a great connection, and we're here to do some performing. I'll be performing in Leicester.
Yeah.
I'll be there Friday night.
Right.
That's very exciting for me too, to be back in Leicester. I've been there before. And all of the UK, I mean, just the places in the UK are very, I've gotten to know them better than, being at home and not experiencing these places.
How many times have you been here roughly? Can you even count?
I can't.
He's like, I can.
No,
I can.
I
The
can't.
passport's just been like that. Side note off camera, before we started, you're the first American I've seen to smoke a spliff with tobacco in it, bro. That really shows the UK heritage, bro. Because a lot of you Americans don't be doing that, bro.
Well, I lived in Germany for a while.
Okay.
And then,
we the same.
Yeah, and then
Right.
I didn't have my American things, so I had to do it the European way.
Yeah.
When you go somewhere, you should try to do things different. And
Is there a right or wrong way of doing it? 'Cause
No.
I've had some Americans here and they look at you like you damn near got cancer if you told them you got
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's the wrong way because I don't do cigarettes or anything.
Right.
So it's the wrong way for a person that doesn't do tobacco.
So then why is it in your spliff?
Because I ran out of weed. Man.
Okay. Rationing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't have a choice.
Right,
yeah.
say that. Okay, right, listen, we'd love to take it back, okay, for those that don't know, obviously you're R&B legend, etc., but we need to know where this seed was first planted. So born and raised where, sir?
I was born in Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
I was in Connecticut last week in New Haven with a few artists, friends of mine, Sunshine Anderson. And
come on, heard it all before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was great, and it's great to see many of the artists traveling.
Okay.
Because many of them I've worked with before. And
for all the ignorant British people, which is most of us, where the fuck is Connecticut? We
it's
just
up-
know
it's
like
up north,
east, you get me?
It's north of New York. It's
Okay.
not far, it was like an hour drive.
Okay, and can you break down that area for those that don't know?
No, I can't. Okay, but
You said hell no.
no, I can't, because the moment I was born, not long after that, a few years, I moved to North Carolina. So Charlotte, North Carolina, actually I originated coming out of Charlotte before I signed a record deal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they know me from coming from the South instead of coming from the North. And I was born in the North. So it's kind of complicated, but...
Yeah, my compass is all fucked up now.
my father's
because-
being a minister, so
all right,
stop cussing so much.
Oh,
I'm joking.
apologize.
I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
you're right.
No, I'm joking.
I
I'm
respect
joking.
it.
I'm joking. I mean,
I respect it.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
like
cool.
that.
I
I like
respect
how you
it.
respect that.
Do you know
but
what it is?
It's funny
because
to me.
you say North Carolina.
Yeah.
In your brain you think North,
Yes.
but you actually in
You
the
live
South.
in the South, right. Thank you.
So it's
helping him. He's helping you guys.
so because it's throwing me.
Yes.
I know about the colour though, because Venom is wearing the North Carolina colours. You
That's
get
right.
me? Yeah, he repping that baby blue. You get me? Don't think I don't know. Okay, so can you break down North Carolina then for those that don't know?
Yes, North Carolina is in the South.
Yes. Yeah, but what?
It's south of New York.
But what is it like? What is it like?
It's
Paint
nice.
the
It's-
picture.
Okay, North Carolina is trees and forests and
Yeah,
and New York
I'm
is
looking more
is
deeper than
concrete.
Concrete jungle.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So the concrete and then the grass.
Right.
So
it's much more country, much more vast in
yes, more
regards to
country
open land.
in the South.
Okay.
So I like the South because it's more laid back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not so hustle bustle like here in New York. Everybody's get out of the way. I'm fast.
Do I even want to open the Pandora's box of the food in the South? That soul food, is that where it originates from? The
Soul food, because it's actually soul food is from the South because it's saying that we're mostly native in the South.
Yeah.
And we have more ingredients in our food.
FYI, what's the 3 best pieces on a soul food meal that one must have on their plate? 3 items.
They must have collard greens, and they must have sweet potatoes, and they must have fried chicken.
Standard. And collard greens. What is that? Because we don't. What is that?
It's green.
Yeah, but what green is it?
It's green.
Do you know Venom?
Yo,
See, look.
I didn't.
Anybody that see? We don't know. What's a collard green?
It's the leaves, man. From
Yeah,
the
but what
ground.
leaves is it? Spinach,
It's green.
kale. What is
It's
it?
like both of them mixed
Okay.
together. It's like kale and spinach.
Oh, it really is that?
But it tastes better
Why?
because it don't taste like spinach or kale.
Okay, this man is trying me.
All
right, cool. Okay, so growing up in North Carolina,
Carolina.
have you got brothers and sisters?
Yes, but my brothers have passed away. My older brother and my younger brother.
Sorry to hear that.
Rest in peace, Eric and Timothy. Timothy was a big help to me as far as music is concerned and sports.
Right.
He got me involved in music. He made me listen to people like Sting and listen to
Sting.
Yeah, he made
Englishman
me
in New York.
Yeah, he made
Come
me,
on.
He made me be a little more diverse. He made me
Yeah.
open my ears to music that I might not have been listening to if it hadn't been for him, like Bobby Caldwell, and Earth, Wind and Fire, and Gap Band and Charlie Wilson, and he kind of turned listen to this, hey, listen to this. And so when I first signed a deal, and he was on his deathbed, so it's kind of hard. I had to go. I had made my first single. Well, it was with Christopher Williams.
Right.
All I see is your love.
Jesus, don't gas me over.
Yeah. I won't
Don't harmonize in this room, bro. You get me? No, I'm joking.
You know this record, Christopher Williams. Shout out to Christopher Williams. It was my start in the game. I was working alongside of Devante from Jodeci. He did this record.
Yeah.
And I flew to LA. But working with somebody like this, it got me, got my voice out here.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We will get to the Devantes and all that. I'm just trying to paint the picture of your childhood. How was your childhood for you?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great, but my childhood was a lot different from what you would understand because my father is the minister. So that's why we were from Connecticut to Charlotte to Buffalo, New York to South Carolina, Georgia, because he was a pastor. He was kind of
spreading the word of God.
Yeah, he was the pastor, and he was he's led by a shepherd. So he's sent him here, he sent him there, sent him there. Then being in those places, I got to start all over again. Now I'm in New York. Now I'm in Georgia. I made the team in South Carolina basketball, but it's hard because you're starting all over again.
Right.
So when I got to Georgia, I started sitting around the piano at the church. Nobody's there. Dad's pastoring. The church is empty half the time. I'm playing the piano, sitting around learning the piano, and I'm playing. Dun, 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 dun,
Give it to them.
That's how I would sit around and learn. And Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, that's great. How do you do this? So, it's just, and I got in my own world of music. And before you know it, I was.
But you see, your father's a man of God. Did that help you stay on the line as
it kept me grounded.
As opposed to doing things perhaps that you shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? Did it kind of keep you in check?
It kept me in check though, because it kept me coming back down. You wouldn't go somewhere off and run away and like the prodigal son. You would leave. You might go out in the world and swine out there. You out here with the swine and I'm going home to my daddy. You get what I'm saying? It's a prodigal son.
What type of things are you seeing when you're out? Are you kind of seeing rough things growing up, or was it kind of a sheltered childhood?
It wasn't so sheltered because Buffalo was rough. I was up there.
Where's Buffalo? You lost
Buffalo,
me,
New York.
We
moved to Buffalo after Charlotte. We moved to Buffalo. He was pastoring there, and Buffalo was upstate New York. It's like above New York or
concrete jungle.
It's concrete-ish, but it's right next to Canada. You have to take the
Niagara Falls. I've been.
Yeah, so if you cross the bridge, you're in Buffalo.
Okay.
So Buffalo.
I have been there. I know.
See, Buffalo.
Okay. All right. My compass is
So being in Buffalo is pretty rough because I had come from North Carolina where it was laid back. Now I'm in Buffalo where there's a lot of, you're on this side of town, and you're on that side. Don't walk in this neighborhood, that kind of thing.
Right.
You have to deal with racism everywhere. Coming up as a child, it's kind of rough when you're a child. You're dealing with racism because you don't understand it.
What was your first experience of racism?
North Carolina.
I don't know, so I'm asking now.
Being in school. And, just being black and walking around,
Right.
And they say names to you, like, what was that about, Hey, nigga, you're like, what? Who is that? Who are they talking to?
Right.
You. Oh, me? I'm that? Oh, that's who I am. So when you're a kid, you don't know who you are. You're just learning.
So how is that to actually deal with, though? Is it?
It's rough, but I made songs, so I got, it didn't bother me. I felt, I understood, some people have problems and some people have to suffer because of the people that have problems. The people that have problems, they see you differently when you're the same.
Yeah.
Like, you're the same as me, but we can't see that if we just look at the flesh.
Yeah. But when people are calling you those names, is it kind of making you angry? Or
it did at first.
Because some people,
And now it just makes me feel for them.
But then at the time when you're young, you don't know how.
You don't know what's going on. You just, think that you're in the wrong place.
Right.
How can I be in the wrong place? We're here together, you know what I mean? So what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with me. I had to figure that out. Because if somebody's saying something's wrong with you, you have to say, what's wrong with me? What's wrong? Then you figure it out, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with them. They think something's wrong with me.
Big fact.
So that's what's wrong.
And then in school, are you kind of studying or not? Is studying a thing for you, or is it just, are you just passing time?
I studied a little, and I picked up what I thought I needed to know, or what I needed to move me further. What do you mean? I don't want to go to college because I'm not going there, unless I'm going for a certain reason. So when I got to a certain age, and I was like, what am I gonna do? My brother was in college. I was like, he's like, come and play ball with me. My older brother Timothy. All right, I'll think about it, you know. But I was free. I don't want to go to college.
Right. So you kind of had no...
All this time, I want some time to think about what I want to do.
So you kind of had no plan?
Yeah, I had plans. But for the plans, I'm saying not going to jump into my plans. I just had 12 years of school. I'm going to take a break.
Okay.
Then I'm going to think about what I want to do.
So what was the plan?
Basketball. I'm going to be a superstar.
Okay, you want to be, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to be a superstar. I was doing 360 dunks and stuff.
NBA Jam style?
Yeah, I'm dunking left hand, right hand.
You dunking?
I'm touching my knees.
For real?
Yeah.
Now come on, man.
No joke.
Oh, swear.
So after I bust my knee,
right.
I had knee surgery, right? I did the surgery when I was doing my album.
Right, hold on. We have to go in chronological order.
Okay, yeah, I messed up the whole interview.
Horse, car. Yeah. You done put the car in front of them.
Well, you asked.
No, I'm joking.
You asked.
Okay, so you're not studying, kind of like educational-wise. You're just there. You don't have a plan on what you want to do. Where are you learning ball skills? Is it kind of natural to be a basketballer? Because I know it's obviously a big thing in America.
No, I was with my dad half the time, you know, and there was nobody around. We didn't move to Georgia. I'm there by myself, you know, and I got
Georgia's
basketball.
entered the chat now as well.
Yeah,
okay.
So now I'm playing basketball by myself, you know, learning the game.
Right.
And I made the team. I made the team, so.
And you're just good at it.
I'm practicing.
Naturally.
I'm getting better and better. I'm getting better and better. I'm practicing. So
how many hours a day are you kind of practicing?
Every day. 4 or 5 hours a day, every day.
And your dad is teaching you this, or is
No, my dad he's teaching the church how to go to heaven.
Okay, so he's not teaching you a jump shot.
No, he don't shoot no basketball. He can't play like me. I mean, rest in peace, Daddy. I laid my daddy down last year, y'all. And he's a wonderful man, Apostle Brown. Rest in peace, man.
R.I.P. So you just self-taught then?
Yeah.
Effectively.
No, Timothy.
Oh, your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man, he was dunking on me and stuff.
But then where did Timothy learn? On the streets?
I got sick of it. I started dunking on him back.
Okay. So you learned the hard way.
It's like Venus and Serena. Like, Serena is good because of Venus, actually.
And is he like a street ball player, your brother?
He made the team. He played in college.
When you say made the team,
high school, college, he made the team.
Like the school
team.
He
wasn't just a street baller, he was on the team.
Okay. And height-wise, how kind of tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Okay, and you can dunk? Okay.
I could.
Right, obviously now your knee done. No, I feel you. But,
I'm older too now, but I still can shoot your eyes out, man.
Hey.
I'll be like, we
don't play basketball here.
Okay,
we wear Jordans.
I know you play football.
We wear Jordans, but we don't play that shit.
We call it football. You know, you call it football. We call it soccer. But you were right. It's football.
Yeah, we did kind of invent. Yeah,
I love it. I agree with you.
I don't want to get into it, bro.
You can.
Because
you're right.
Okay,
I agree with you.
Okay, so soccer's some bullshit.
It's some bullshit.
Okay, cool. So
I like this guy.
Come on, bro. Come on. So at 5'10", is that a good height to dunk, or do you really got to have a swing in your step?
I really got to jump.
Yeah. Like.
So I really had to practice. My brother was kicking my butt. Man.
When you're playing ball in America, is dunking one of the main things you got to be doing?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
If you want to, brag and say you can really play.
Yeah.
What
about shooting and stuff?
If you step, you got game. If you could shoot them threes, if you could, you win the game.
Have you seen that guy online, Lethal Shooter?
No.
This man just makes shots from anywhere. Anyone seen this guy? He just be making them. The guy don't miss, The guy does not miss.
Practice.
Okay, FYI, who's the 3 greatest basketball players of all time?
The 3 greatest of all time. Okay, I used to try to be Michael Jordan, of course. Who didn't want to be Mike? So he's got to be the greatest in my book.
Yeah.
For the other ones, it's about who you think is.
Who do you think, sir?
It's too many great players. So
okay,
I just put Michael at the top and everybody else under that.
I need 2 more.
Okay, greats. Okay, you say great now. All right. So Magic Johnson.
Okay.
Because that handling at 6'9", throwing the passes and like this and he was just ridiculous. All right. Jordan, Michael. Yeah.
Jordan, Johnson. You got one more.
One more. Who else is phenomenal? The phenom. The only 2 I can say phenoms is I say Shaquille O'Neal and I would say Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay, and just FYI, Kobe or Bron?
I would say Kobe.
Yeah. R.I.P. Okay, so you're playing and you're good. Your game is strong. Yeah?
Strong.
And you make the team. Okay, so now you want to be a basketball player.
I'm gonna be a basketball player.
You're
That's
gonna
what
be.
I thought.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you think this is my way out.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to be doing. All your energy goes into that.
Yes, sir.
And then you have an accident. What happened to your knee?
Did a 360 and I had jeans on. I was showing off and
Okay.
I spun around and when I came down sideways on my leg and my knee popped and
there was
it
no-
was a grapefruit in my knee. It was a grapefruit.
There was no need to do the 360, was there?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Okay, why was you doing 360? Was you trying to dunk on
I
someone?
was trying to show off.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
was-
but
I
then
was a
there's
great
girls in
basketball.
basketball games, right? In America, so so like the
So I was
bleachers,
showing off,
so
yeah.
like the bleachers. See, look, I know the
See, the
lingo.
girls
bro.
are sitting over there.
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
bleachers, isn't it? It's called the bleachers.
Yeah.
So, okay. Hey, I ain't mad at that. Okay, you pop your knee, done. So what happens? Like you can't play again.
So man,
What happened to your knee?
I was
Shattered?
in turmoil. Really, I was at home. I was like, what am I gonna do now? All my plans. I didn't have a B plan, so I was like, So I was upset at myself, and I thought the Lord had, let me down in some kind of way. I was pretty hurt. So, I moved on, and I just,
Are you
try
a
to
man of God,
recover.
by the way? Like
Yes,
you,
yes, sir.
you
Yes, sir.
yourself.
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, fair enough.
So after that, I recovered. When I got some recovery, a friend of mine, we're working together, right? He says, we went to see this show and I'm singing. He said, hey, you sound good, Horace. He said, man, we ought to go in the studio and make a song.
Who was the show? Who was the singer?
I went to see Guy.
Guy.
And
Tell me what you Jay said, baby. You think I don't know?
Yeah, so I
Don't be fooled, you know.
Yeah, I went to see Guy. I wanted to hear Aaron Hall
Okay.
for the first time, and because it was like I couldn't believe how good he was. So I went to the show, and after that, he said, "Hey, you can sing." We had the job, and we're singing to the radio. Hey, man, you can sing. We ought to go make a record.
Who's this person?
Rest in peace, Billy. Passed away last
R.I.P.
year. We were a group. We went up there and we went to
Okay.
New York and made a demo and came back home and said, "Hey,
Okay.
it sounds pretty good."
Right, hold on, slow this down. You're very quick, and I love that. You get me? So he hears you sing. You've got no background in singing, really.
No.
No.
At church,
At
I
church,
mean,
but what? As in choir singing?
as in, music is there. I sing with the choir sometimes. I play
Okay,
on
but
the
you're-
band.
but-
I play
but-
instruments with the band,
Right.
and I'm a musical teacher on the band, so I know notes.
Right, but you're not heavily influenced. You're
I'm
not singing every
singing.
week.
I'm not really singing.
Okay.
I'm musically influenced.
Okay.
I can hear good singing. I can,
Okay.
but I'm
So you
not
got a good
trying
ear.
to sing.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. He hears you singing,
Mm-hmm.
says, "Let's cut a record." Okay. Takes you to the studio and you cut a record. Is this your own song or is it a cover? What is it?
So Billy and I, we say we're good friends, right? Say, hey, we're like brothers. So we make a song. We make a song. We say, what we gonna call ourselves? Let's call ourselves Like Brothers.
Like brothers. Hey, listen.
We like brothers, like, so let's call it Like Brothers.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We're like brothers. We're really close.
Right. So then you start a duo.
And so with this little demo, I'm at home now saying, oh my God, I'm crying. I should have sang. I like singing. I should have sang. So, but I'm thinking I'm too old. I'm 20 years old.
Oh, so you think your time has passed?
My
for
time
singing?
has passed. People
Okay.
been singing since they was 5. I'm like, what am I? Oh my
Oh,
God.
so you haven't earned your stripes.
I haven't.
per se.
I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna sing, but I love it. I was
Right,
in the
so you loved
studio
it, right.
and made a song, and it sounded good. I liked it.
Did
so
you like the singing part or just making
everything,
the
the
manufacturing?
whole thing. I got to produce the record as well.
Okay.
I never produced a song, and the engineer was like, yo,
Right.
you played the instruments and everything. You did good.
And then you cut the one tune.
And he was like, you never did this? No. He said, you're pretty good. So that's when I'm thinking, I messed up.
And then you cut a single, just one song.
We cut a couple of songs.
Okay.
On this Like Brothers tape.
Like brothers.
So me
Is this
and
tape
Devlin.
like?
We took pictures. I had a hat on, and we
but
looked
you have to-
cute.
the
we
swagger's
we
gotta be
looking
right.
fly. You know what I
100%,
mean?
100%.
I was looking fly, y'all.
Yeah.
And it said, Like Brothers. And so I got a phone call
Right.
because of this tape.
Is this a cassette tape, by the
It's
way?
a cassette tape. We made cassettes.
Google it,
'cause
cassette tape.
We thought it was good.
Yeah.
So we made cassettes
What is
of
R&B,
it.
yeah?
It was a A side and a B side. We just made I made two songs.
Okay, and just FYI, what are the kind of bands at the time that you're kind of aspiring to sound like or be like? Do you know what I'm
Gap
saying?
Band, Charlie Wilson.
Okay, those the same, yeah?
Yeah, I want to be sorta in that way, in that mannerism.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I
You
hear
know what
that.
I mean? So-
Okay, so you cut this tape and then talk to me. What happened? Does it spread? Does it go somewhere?
So I'm in Charlotte right now. I'm in Charlotte,
Right.
and so I'm out of school. I don't, now my plans have all failed. Now I need to go to college now. Time is up, you know what I mean?
Right.
Either I'm going to college or I'm doing something, right? So,
Right.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so the girl, I give tapes out to people, and some girl says, all right, I'm a dancer. I sing for, I dance for people on the road.
Right.
And so I get a call, because she said, I'm going to give my tape to somebody, and I get a call. The guy says, hey, can I speak to the Lick Brothers? I say, who?
You said, who the hell is? Say,
Who the hell is
you
the
say what
Lick
now?
Brothers? And I said, you mean the Light Brothers? He said, yeah, Light Brothers. I said, yeah, Light Brothers. I said, Lick Brothers? What is you in your mind, young man? Okay, so I said, yeah, this is the Light Brothers, man. And he said, you the singer? I said, yeah, I'm the singer. What's your name? I said, Horace. He said, all right. I said, my name is Devante. He said, I'm in the group. And I heard your tape, and I'd like to meet you. I said, all right, I don't know this guy.
Okay, so like Jodeci's not.
There's no Jodeci. There is no Jodeci.
Oh, this is pre-Jodeci.
Pre-Jodeci.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is
before.
Devante on the phone. I don't know this guy. I'm like, you know, he's like, yo, okay, Horace, all right, Horace.
Yeah, right.
He was cool. He sounded cool. He's
Yeah.
like, he made my name sound cool. I liked it. He was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, Horace, all right, Horace.
Yeah.
I was like,
Horace, yeah.
what's this guy? I was like, yeah, he said, I'm coming to Charlotte. I want to meet you. You know, he said, you the guy singing? I said, yeah, man. He said, you wrote the songs? I said, yeah. He said, you the guy singing? I said, yeah, man.
Oh, what, the other guy didn't sing?
No, I'm the lead singer. He did some background. He's played one of the notes.
Yeah, cool.
He was one of the notes.
All right, cool.
So he said, I want to meet you. I said, okay. He said, I want to meet you. I'm coming to Charlotte. I want to meet you. I said, all right. So I told my group, hey, man, we the Light Brothers. I got a band now. I got a guy.
Oh, you fully like.
I got to play these songs.
Right.
I got a
Live
drummer, and we're going to sing
Okay.
these songs,
Yeah.
right? So he says he's going to come to our session Saturday. Tell the guys, hey, I met this guy going to come meet us. When he walks in at our band meeting, we're having rehearsal, right? I'll never forget it. Because when he walked in, then Casey came in and JoJo and Mr. Devlin. And they had on these clothes like, and I was like, y'all the guys sing, treat them like they wanna be treated.
So you didn't even know.
You should treat them right. I said, that shot. Man, I was looking like you. My face was like, I couldn't believe I met some people that's on the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw them, but they don't have no name. Don't nobody know who they. On the video, it don't say Jodeci.
What does it say?
It says Father MC.
Okay.
That was Father MC's song.
Right.
Remember?
Okay, yeah, right.
And so they were just guys, what you want? You know. I was
But you.
And when they walked in, I said,
clocked
yo,
them straight away.
KC, you gonna kill him. And Devante, I say, wow, KC, that voice, man, you the new thing.
Right.
And so they listened to us, and then Devante pulled me to a table like this and said, yo, man, I don't want your group. I said, all right. He said, but I want you. I want to work with you.
Ah, shit, the snaky one.
Yeah. He put me to the side.
Dilemma.
That was the truth. He just told me how he felt.
Yeah, I respect it in a way.
He's an honest dude. I like that. He said, I don't want your group.
So what did you say, guys? I
No,
quit.
I didn't say nothing. Come on, I didn't say nothing. Guys, great. You know,
That kind of puts you in a little bit of a
I'm in a
moral
mix.
quandary, as they say.
But really, it wasn't, because he said, I want to work with you.
Right.
And I said, all right. And I don't know what he's talking about. I'm green. I just made these demos. I don't know
Right,
anything
you don't know nothing about the industry. Right, okay, cool.
So he said, I want you to do some demos with me or something. And I was like, all right. I don't know what he's talking about. But I said, I agreed.
But then the rest of the group must know these people as well.
The rest
they're
of our
going
group,
like, yo, man, so what's the group saying? Like, are we on? Are we on?
So,
you get what I'm saying?
No. These guys are, they was like, they were just happy for me, really. They know
Really?
these are my songs. These guys ain't no group.
Yeah,
They
but
just
what about the
playing
other
them.
member?
Billy. He's my best friend. We're
That's-
like brothers, so he wants me to get a deal. He don't sing, you know what I mean?
So
Really.
like Billy said, go get it.
Billy want me to go get it. You know
I
what
love
mean?
that.
Yeah, that's Billy, my dude.
Hey, it's a team player, you know.
So
that come
he's-
like Venom, you know.
but
He's
we-
not in it for
we
himself.
kept-
We
we
love
kept
that.
the group,
Respect
though.
that shit.
We
Huh?
kept the group.
Okay.
We were still doing our thing. It didn't bother us. We was
Okay.
we didn't know this was going to be an avenue at all.
Yeah, right, okay.
So later I'm telling people, hey, I know this group, Jodeci, and then they can, and then their songs come out and they go to #1 on the charts immediately, right?
What song was it?
Forever My Lady.
Okay, shit, yeah.
Forever My Lady.
Right, so they
It's
they're
like
#1.
I'm telling everybody, I know them. I know these guys. They
Yeah.
said, they just came out. You don't know them.
Right.
Everybody think I'm lying.
Right.
Nobody believes me. They said, you can't know them. They just came out.
Yeah.
I said, I do. They came to see me. Yeah, right.
Okay.
So nobody believes, and they're not around, so nobody believes me. So I'm still making my demos. But Devante calling me, and when he comes to town, we hang out.
So you're making demos by yourself?
Me,
and he's
by
kind of
myself.
guiding you on the phone? Like,
No, we don't even talk. You know, he's just, you know.
So then
We're just friends on the phone every now and then. He calls me like, yo, Horace, I'm coming to town. When I come to town, they had a show.
Okay.
Jodeci's having a show, so he come to town. I pick him up and we ride around the city. Don't nobody know that.
But there's no talk of them signing you, or there's no talk anything.
No, I'm just,
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm standing.
But you playing it cool,
I'm
like
trying
you're
to
not
play it
saying,
cool,
yo,
right?
where's the deal at? Yeah.
See,
you just
I'm
like,
cool, man.
I
I'm
respect
playing
that.
it
I
cool.
respect
So,
that.
And Devante invite me to his hotel rooms. I'm coming up there, you know. And there's chicks everywhere in the mall, you know, and
The show, the after party, the hotel, baby.
I'm like, I'm not after him, you know. I'm trying to get a record deal. They trying to get the dude, you know what I mean? So I'm there, and I work smart, and I'm right in the room with him, and you know, he's talking to me like he's serious about me. So I'm bringing him the new group now. I got 3 other guys now. I'm making more demos. You get me? The old group is gone. I'm still going on.
So then you expand your group with other members?
Dismantled the group. Now I'm doing something else.
With other people?
With studio.
Okay, cool.
I found a studio producer. Now I'm in there making songs on my own, trying to make songs. And then I met Sunshine Anderson, so I put her in a group.
Hold on. So where's Billy gone? Billy out?
He's my best friend.
Yeah,
he's never out.
I'm not saying out. I love that. I was testing you. Yeah. You passed that shit. You don't pass that shit.
Oh man,
that was a curveball. That was a curveball. You Babe Ruth that shit straight out the park. No, I love that. But Billy's there. Billy's enjoying the ride.
Amen.
Hey, we love that. And Billy's seen everything.
Billy sees everything.
Okay, but when they're number one, what type of things are you seeing? Come on.
I'm excited for, you know, they're number 1 on the charts. I'm so excited. I'm thinking, I hope they ain't forgot about me because they live in New York. I don't never see them.
Yeah.
I never see
and they've got their own careers to
and
probably.
I see their careers taking off, and I'm happy for them. But I know that I wonder if they're gonna remember me.
Hold on a minute.
Oh,
it's just dropped. No, it's fine.
I'm hoping that they will remember me. That's what I'm thinking. Because they're big now. When I met them, nobody knew them when they walked in that meeting. Nobody knew that Jodeci.
But they're checking for you.
But I'm hoping so.
No, but they're ringing you. They're coming to check for you.
You say they, but I'm saying Devante is.
Okay, right. So KC Jojo, there's not much mystery.
They're with the group and
they're not.
But
You're not really in conversation
like
with them.
seeking for artists and stuff. Devante is like.
So he's like the ringleader.
He's the one who's finding myself. He found Ginuwine.
Yeah.
Missy Elliot. They were all at his house.
Right. And
when I went to Devante's house, these people were there at his house, and they weren't even stars. They were just sitting around his house. I know them.
So he's really doing the talent scouting thing across America. He's kind of 10 steps ahead.
For real.
He's doing the Simon Cowell thing from early.
Really. He deserves a lot of credit. For,
it would appear so.
These people.
Because he's got the vision. Because most people would think about themselves, right?
He had the vision, man. He had the vision. My hat's off to Devante. He's when you're a genius in the mind, you kind of somewhere else all the time.
Yeah, but you've got to be a visionary to do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the carrot's right there in front of you.
But
you've probably got money.
You heard that Jodeci first album. Think about that.
Yeah.
It's just visionary. He's a visionary because he did the writing, he did the producing.
Yeah.
This guy is a genius, man.
Okay. They're doing their thing. You're now doing your thing. You're making records.
I'm just making little demos at home, but I'm working. I got a job.
Doing what?
I'm in these warehouses.
What are you doing? Boxes and
stuff I don't like, you know.
I don't know. What is it you don't
I'm
like?
working a 9 to 5. I'm in a warehouse. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Wherever warehouse you're in, 9 to 5, you're doing something
I hear that.
you probably don't like.
I hear that.
Unless you want to work in a warehouse from 9 to 5.
No, ain't nobody trying to do that shit.
Okay, that's what you and me.
Well, I'm trying to paint the picture, bro.
So I just wanted to get out of that and, you know, and then I got a call and Devante's like, yeah. And so next thing you know, I'm making demos, and that's what I'll tell you how I found Sunshine Anderson.
Right.
This is how I found her. I'm making demos at this guy's house now, Louis Tillman. I'm at his house because...
is this in Charlotte? Where
it's
is
in
this?
Charlotte.
'Cause you be around Georgia.
Yeah, I'm in Charlotte. I'm still in Charlotte.
Right,
I'm about to make my plight
Baby
out of
Blue.
Charlotte. I'm about to sign. Okay, so I'm at Louis' house because he wanted the group to do something. So I got my new group now. Now it's me and another guy. And
okay, why are you starting groups when the man's told you, I like what you're doing? Is this a confidence issue? Be honest.
It's the honest thing is I made songs and they sound pretty good, right? But they sound almost like more people in the group. It don't sound like a solo guy.
Why? Because of your harmonies,
because of my harmonies and stuff. It sounds like it's a group back there singing.
Right.
So when I got another guy to sing one of the notes, and now
You just put him in the group.
and he can sing. So now I'm doing verse 1, he's doing verse 2. And now we got more of a group type of thing.
But you could have, knowing that this guy wants to sign you or there's a pathway, knowing that in the back of your mind, you could have just kept it for yourself.
Yes.
So I respect that. I respect it. Because you could have said, fuck verse 2, I'm singing verse 2. It's true though.
You're right.
That's very true.
You're right.
So I have to applaud that.
But you're about to get mad though.
No,
I'm
wow,
telling you, I ain't
shit,
finished.
you
See,
done
now
dropped him out. You done dropped him out.
You about to flip.
Nah, go on.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
What did you do?
So now he said, "What did you do?" All right, I finally get the deal coming through. All right. So here's the deal. All right.
So Devante rings you, says, I got...
No,
right.
Devante don't ring. Devante rings me while I'm at Lewis' house and says, he don't ring me. A girl rings me and says, hey, we're trying to find Horace Brown. This is Horace Brown. Yes, Horace. I got a ticket for you flying to L.A.
Right.
No, I'm not. Who you talking to?
Who's the guy?
You're going to L.A. This is your flight information. Take it down, write it down. What this lady talking about? I'm standing at this house making demos, but I don't know what this lady talking about on the phone.
So who's she?
So she said, I work for Devante. I said, oh, Devante. And my guy said, oh, Devante finally called you. This is a long time after. So,
How long?
A year or so, you know.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, for real? I think she's joking.
Right.
So he says, she give me a confirmation number. So I call the airline and they said, yeah, you have a flight. I've never been on a flight before.
Ever? How old are you?
I'm 20-something, 23, 20.
You done been Georgia, Carolina, all these
Never
fucking
on a
places,
flight.
bro. Oh, you just driving?
My daddy, we
You just
driving
hitting
in
the
the
road.
car.
That
Daddy's
route
a pastor.
66.
Daddy's a pastor.
Okay.
We driving, the whole family in the car.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So, never been on the plane. Here I am I'm in LA.
Yeah.
I'm flying to LA. So
How was the plane
I don't
journey?
even know what to do. Oh my God, y'all, the plane. When I got down and I got there,
Yeah.
my ears are like
Popping.
this. No, I don't even know.
Okay,
I think I'm gonna die. I don't even know that.
Oh.
I think my ears is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear
Oh
that.
God, I can't fly. I'm gonna die when I fly. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm thinking I can't fly.
Right.
So I'm telling Devante when I get out the plane how much pain I'm in. Like, oh, Devante, my head, I did so much pain. He said, oh, you don't know how to open your ears? I said, what you talking about? He said, you gotta pop your ears. You gotta do like this and do like this. And I popped the ears. I said, this guy is a genius. So I'm glad, you know, I didn't know that. I've never been on a plane.
Yeah.
So we go down and we're in the limo for the first time. In the limo.
Oh,
and with Jodeci, they're getting ready to do Arsenio Hall. They're getting ready to do...
Oh, it's on.
They're going to do all the TV shows,
Like
MTV.
the biggest shows.
They're going to be on Soul Train.
Right.
And they won. I was with them.
Right. Okay.
So it's my first time in the car with Jodeci. I'm like, wow,
Okay.
with Jodeci. They got the #1 songs in the country.
But again, how nice of him to think of you at a moment where they're doing their own thing. They've got
But
so much
he
going
flew
on.
me out there to sing.
Yeah,
So,
but even then.
Yes, he did. And I thought it was great.
Okay.
I met Christopher Williams. I'm singing backgrounds for
Right.
Chris. That's how I did the record.
Right.
And that's how I met Andre Harrell and Puff Daddy. They were all out there.
Yeah.
And so when I got back to the stateside, I go to New York with my demo, with my groups and my stuff.
Yeah.
And I go to the labels, and we might get a deal with Columbia, but then here comes Andre. I said, Andre, what's up? Harrell. I met him in LA. I don't know he's the CEO of Uptown.
Yeah, hold on. We're moving a million miles ahead. Yeah, you done jumped about 19 hurdles
Okay.
on some Colin Jackson shit.
I'm trying to make it fast for you.
Why?
Like, 'cause-
Relax, bro. Everything's we good. We
Okay.
good.
All right.
No. Okay, cool. So you land there. Jodeci take you on their little tour thing, right? And you sing for them.
Mm-hmm.
So and then are you a group now or what? Because where's the dude?
No,
Right.
my group's at home.
Right, okay, you left it.
They think I'm gonna leave them because I got this flight.
Right.
He's out. Devontae's flying him to LA, probably never coming back. So I came back and then I'm there and they're like, well, what's going on? So I'm like, I don't know. I did a song and that was it.
So he just brought you out to sing, that's
Devante
it?
and them went on tour.
And they left you and said, right, thank you for
All
singing
right,
for us.
thanks, Horace. And I'm back in. So I'm like, well,
Are you getting paid for that?
But no.
Okay.
I got paid while I was out there. I mean, every day he's handing me money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
So you get a taste of the lifestyle, though,
I
don't you?
get a taste of it. And I'm at Soul Train.
And it tastes good.
I'm sitting in the audience.
Right,
and
Soul
they
Train-
won. They said the winner is Jodeci. I'm with these guys. I'm in the audience. I'm jumping up. Jodeci won. Oh, I did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Jodeci won. I did it again. So,
Right, go on.
so I finally get the call after I go back to the home. Listen, when I go back home, I was just there for the weekend, for the week
Are you
in LA.
Are you thinking that they're going to offer you some type of deal at
Yes.
this when you're out there?
No.
Okay, you don't think that?
No, I think
Because
that...
you naturally think, hold on.
I don't know what's going on.
Right, yeah. But sometimes the not knowing's a bit worrying, innit? Like, you want to know, innit? Like,
wanna
we
know.
love all this steak and that.
Know. And at the end of the week, he says, Horace, the car's coming to get us today. Because I've been there all week. He been going and going.
Right.
I just been
and he just said, you're going home.
He's just been busy. And so then he says, Horace, today we're going to go to the studio. So limo comes, go to the studio. We do the song, Christopher Wynn. All I see is your love. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when it's over, the next few days, I fly back to North Carolina.
Right.
They go on tour after that.
Yeah.
We're not really talking, you know, he's busy. He's not on the phone with me.
Yeah.
He just, while we was there, he said, I'm going to sign Horace to my label. Puffy came in and said, I want to sign him to my label. My label going to be called Bad Boy.
Are you there when this is happening?
I'm sitting there.
Okay, hold
and
on.
Puffy comes in and says, who is that singing? He says, oh, that's my dude Horace. You know, I'm going to say it. That's my Horace. And he says, Horace? Yeah, I just shook your hand. Oh, Horace, him. That's
Right.
Puff Daddy. I'm talking to Puff Daddy and Devante. They
Right.
listen to my song. I'm singing.
Yep,
he thinks it's Aaron Hall.
Right.
And it's me. He says, oh, it's him.
Right.
Oh, I can sign him to my label. My label going to be called Bad Boy.
Right. Puff Daddy says that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know this guy, and I don't know his label going to be called Bad Boy, but it was.
So he's trying to poach you.
Yeah, but Devante says, no, he's signing to my label.
So straight away,
He
in front
said
of
this
him.
right in front of him, but he never say nothing to me.
Right.
After it's over with, I fly back to North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina. I was like, well, Devante act like he's going to sign me, but he didn't say anything. He just
Right.
said
Right.
he going to sign
But
me
you
to
can
his
see
label.
that you can see that there's clear people that want you there. They can see the talent.
They can see the
And
talent.
just a side note, like your voice and stuff like that, is this just a natural talent? And do you put that down to natural talent, or is it something that you worked on? Because it would appear that it's a
natural.
God-given.
It's natural God-given. It's God-given. I was at the church. I got it all from the Lord, right at the
Yeah.
church. Yeah.
But do you believe that in yourself? Like it was
I
God-given?
just said it.
Oh, I'm just confirming, God damn it. What's the matter with you?
I love him.
This guy.
I love this guy, man. Okay.
All right, cool. So Puff Daddy says, but Puff Daddy's not a big.
I don't know this guy.
Okay.
He don't got no label. This is a skinny dude just walked in here and talking about, I never seen him.
Yeah, I hear
He
that.
said, Devante says, it was my dude, Puff Daddy.
Right.
I said, hey, Puff Daddy. And he says, they started talking. I'm listening to the song I did last night.
So he's part of Uptown Records at the time,
Yeah,
right?
he's A&R.
Yeah, that's right. That's
He
right.
just did
And
Jodeci
then,
in
yeah,
there.
and then he gets his own label, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but just before that.
Yeah.
So I'm just playing the music. He's saying, hey, you gotta let me sign him to my label. And I'm saying, no, I'm signing my label. But I don't.
Yeah.
And I get the call.
Sorry.
When I get the call from Devante, it was just to come to LA. He wasn't talking about no deal. You know what I mean? So, I guess when he heard Puffy say that, he's,
Okay, so when, but that happens, innit? When people realize that other
Yeah.
people are interested, then your eyes
Yes.
start changing. Hold on. Okay, cool.
So now when I'm in New York, because I'm
How did you get there
Okay. I went back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
We were working on the demo there before I got this
Right,
call to go
yeah,
out
I
there.
heard
So
that, yeah.
now I'm back with these guys and they thinking I'm gonna ring. I'm saying, no, let's take our demo, let's go to New York and shop it.
Right.
That's what I told them.
Yeah,
That's what we did.
You go to New York,
To shop my record
and
deal.
how do you shop it? You just go
we
to
go
labels.
to Columbia Records, we go to this record label, and we right there and we
Is
talk
this
to
a
people.
case of just standing outside and ringing the bell saying we
Yes,
wanna?
and we did. They let us in and they listened to us. We sung.
Do you know I've heard that a lot from artists, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that ethic is lost in today's society. People don't have that hustle of let me
You're
just
right.
take my music. They
You're
think they just think an email is the
You're
same.
right.
It's not the same.
It's
is
not
it?
the same.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate meeting someone, a rapport you build
Hey,
with
you're
them,
right.
and shopping something.
And
Is-
shopping
is
something.
saying hi, I'm so
Hi.
and so. You get what I'm saying? Like people don't do that, bro. They think an email is boom. I'll send my demo. I don't mean shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
It was dope.
I wanna just give you a flowers for that. Okay.
It
cool.
was dope, man.
Because you learn so much, right? How to approach people, how to
Yes.
effectively shop your album. Right, so you're knocking on doors, getting meetings.
I'm at Columbia Records. I'm telling you, we look like we're gonna get a deal. We got a name on the board that says, my group now is called Too Deep.
Why is it called Too Deep?
Cause it's two of us.
And you deep. And we deep, motherfucker, man.
Yeah, Too Deep.
Okay, and this is that same guy, yeah?
No,
What?
Lloyd now.
Oh, bro, what's going on here? There's some substitutions like a mouth out here.
Time. Remember I said years have passed.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Side note for Billy though, is Billy still rolling?
Billy.
Come on.
Is my
Billy's
brother.
day one.
He's not in the music no more
Yeah,
with
but
me.
Billy's rolling.
But he's my brother. Like
Okay.
to say, he's encouraging me everything I'm doing.
Shout out.
But he's not in the group.
No,
or
I hear
none
that.
of
But I'm saying he's about still.
Yeah.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah, he's about.
yeah.
We still see each other. We're another band. Like me and Billy.
Okay.
We have a gospel band.
Side band.
Another
Side
band.
quest.
Like we're
How many
doing-
bands you done one star?
Yeah. So me and Billy, we have a gospel band that has nothing to do with us. You know what I
Okay,
mean? So
I love that.
We still. He plays the drum for the gospel band, and I play trombone and I play bass horn.
So where you learn these instruments? Like trombone and
church.
bass, these are very like
At
distinctive
church,
instruments.
At church.
They're not
church.
really ones you pick up and...
I picked up at the House
Okay.
of Prayer, and I learned that. But I'm telling you, it's like learning. I did play at the school. Like I did join the school in junior high school and play in
Yeah,
the
but
band.
there's levels to this and it appears that you're
But
advanced.
I wouldn't read the music from the sheet. I would play it from my mind.
so you could hear it and
And so the musical director, he liked my point of view because sometimes I would change the music.
you out here just changing shit.
Changing shit. He said,
I don't like that.
And
Let
I
me
thought he
just-
was gonna get me right. I changed. I told the bass line and told them all to do it. No, when we get here, you do this.
Yeah.
You do it. They said, all right. When we did it, the musical director said, hey, stop the band. The whole band stopped. Done. You hear all the noise. They said, bass line. Who? That's not your part. Who changed your check? They said, I said, I did. I told him to do this instead of that. He said, I like it.
But at least he championed you.
He said, I like it.
But you see, at that junction, if he like told you off and like,
I thought he was gonna tell me off.
well, that could have changed your whole mindset
You're right.
going forward.
It
You know what
made
I'm
me
saying?
go forward.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll
So-
never forget Mr. Mazik for that.
Mr. Mazik, shout out. You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
Mazik.
It's true though. You see them
I
small
never
little
forget him
junctions
for that.
because he pushed you to do that.
Because
shit.
he didn't embarrass me. He made
Yeah.
me feel like what I did was
Okay.
it was help.
Right. So you're shopping your album,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're obviously hearing you now, right? They're saying right, and then what? It gets to a stage where it's
No, that's the funny part. So I'm shopping and here comes Dre. I told you, remember? I said he comes around and he's in Columbia Records walking out and I said, hey Dre, he said, yo Horace, he said, you about to get a record deal.
What Dre is this?
Andre Harrell.
okay. We got to be careful with the Dre's. We can't just
Andre
throw out Dre's. You
Harrell,
get
rest
me?
in peace.
Okay.
So he's coming out of Columbia and shaking his hand. I said, hey man, he said, hey Horace, what you doing? I said, I'm shopping for a deal. He said, he handed me his card.
Okay.
And he said, why don't you come and see me before you leave? How long you gonna be up here? I was in New York. He said, how long you gonna be here? I'll be here for the weekend. And he said, take my card, come and see me before you leave. It was just like that, right? And so I gave it to the dude that was managing me at the time. He brought us up here, I gave it to him. Lewis wanted to come see it. Now Lewis, I met him in LA. I don't know Lewis, the CEO, really. I really don't. I didn't even pay attention to the
Who's
card.
Lewis, your manager?
I gave it to my manager, right?
Right.
And he must know really kind of. Because
Right.
when we get to the office for them, he was like, oh yeah, let's stay. Because we was going to leave.
Right.
He said, no, Hart, you got to stay. I said, all right, we'll stay and meet with Dre.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about the other meeting with Columbia.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about Dre.
Right.
So then,
So you've got another meeting ready.
so I got Dre meeting. So I go over there anyway. When we get to Dre's like you. So I'm like, I know
can't be
you.
like me, bro.
What I
My
mean
swagger's
is,
too high.
I met
Don't
you.
do that.
I'm
Don't
talking
do that
about-
to me, baby. No,
what
I'm
I
joking.
mean
I'm
is,
joking.
he's like, he's not a record exec to me.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's a good thing sometimes, no? It's more comfortable, no?
It was.
All right.
For me,
Right, exactly.
not for everybody around
A
me.
familiarity, perhaps. Why?
Because when I walked in the office, Dre had a fly office, man. He's in Manhattan downtown. When you look out the window, you can see all of
Views.
Manhattan.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
see and Dre is sitting in the barber chair getting a haircut with a thing on and the.
On
you
the Al Capone
and
thing.
I'm like, and I walk in the office with my manager. I was like, look at this shit, and I'm talking like that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm like, damn, Dre, you got it going on, man. This how you living up here, man. Damn.
Yeah, but you gave away your cards straight away. You showed your cards.
No, I didn't.
No?
I kept,
Okay,
I
go on.
showed out so bad. Listen, I showed out. I'm showing out because I'm thinking me and Dre cool. I know Dre,
Yeah.
right? Damn, Dre, man, damn. I said, you got pull up here? You must got some pull up here. That's what I'm talking, right?
What's Paul?
You got it going
Oh,
on.
pull,
you
pull,
you're a
pull.
boss
Sorry,
man.
sorry,
You're a boss
yeah.
man, right? So this is the funny part. Dre is laughing. And he let me play. Give me a seat. I'm going to play some stuff for you, Dre. I sat down on the floor. I'm on the floor playing tapes. I'm laying on the floor playing, people sitting in the chairs, you know, cordial. And they talking to me, Mr. Dre, Mr. Harrell.
And you on the floor.
And I'm the only one talking to him like, man, you know, I'm talking to him very miscariously, you know,
Yeah.
vicariously, whatever. But I'm telling you, he's getting a haircut, and I said, hey, Dre, let me get a haircut when you get done, you know. I'm just talking like this, right? And he's like, I said, man, I said, man, Kurt Willie, man, I don't know. He ain't got no pull over there. I was like, you got some pull over here, man? He ain't gonna get us no deal. Maybe you can help us, right?
Okay.
So Dre say, I'm the Don Cortell. I'm the blah, blah, blah. He was naming names. I say, and he was talking, these must be some. And I was like, who are they, Dre? I don't know who these people are either. Like, they were CEOs and big names.
Big shots,
Yeah, he was like, I'm the Don Cortell. I say, who are they, Dre? He's talking about, Horace, I'm the CEO. This is my company. I said, oh.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
I said, Dre, I'm sorry. Forgive me, man. I'm sorry. He said, no, Horace. Horace, be yourself. He was laughing then. He said, Horace, be yourself. Horace, be yourself.
Yeah.
And then right when he says this, in walks Puff Daddy.
Right.
So Puff Daddy comes in. After, he comes in and goes out.
Check that camera, yeah.
And then Mary comes in.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige. So I was like, he said, I want you to meet my new artist, Mary J. Blige. And I was like, Mr. Blige, to meet you. I shake her hand and, we're laughing. I'm like, wow, she looks good, right? And then Puffy comes in and said, all right, we're going to listen to her album.
Right.
I don't know her. She don't have no records out.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, wow, you're going to blow up.
Right.
And she gave me an autograph and everything.
Yeah. You still got that?
She was smiling for me and everything.
eBay, yeah?
I was like, ooh, she's bad. So I went back to North Carolina after this meeting.
Right.
After Puff Daddy came in and said, hey, Horace, and I get the call from Dre. We'd like to welcome you to Uptown Records.
Uptown wasn't a bad boy at the time. Okay.
Uptown, I signed to Uptown.
Okay, right.
And I went from Uptown to Motown.
Right. All the towns, baby. We
Yeah.
hitting all the towns.
Uptown to Motown.
Right.
So that's how it happened, man. I went to Uptown, and that's when Dre came. So when Puff came in and saw me talking to Dre, now he's mad. Like when I see Puff walks in, he's like, Horace? He's like, what up, Horace? I was like, hey, Puff. Because remember, Puff just saw me in LA and said he going to sign to my label. And I'm sitting here to Dre now, and I know Puff looking at me like, oh, Dre going to scoop him up.
What does Uptown sign you for? What is it, album deal? How does it work?
Album. Okay. An album deal.
And then in those days, is it like a big advance? What is it? You don't,
No, it wasn't no big advance or nothing. It was just, I didn't give a, what it was. I was glad to be getting a deal. Like, I'm making all these records, and you say I was with this group and that group. Now I'm about to get a record deal.
Yeah.
You think I care about?
But looking back, should you have looked at the contract more in depth?
Of course, everybody should have.
I'm being honest. Okay, so
everybody should have.
So is there an advance? What is there?
Ask Tony Braxton.
I'm asking you, man. If you bring Tony here, I'll ask her. You get me? I'm asking you, bro.
What happened? What you asking me?
How much money did they give you advance?
50.
50. Mm-hmm. Is that loads for you at the time? What is that for you?
It was great.
Yeah, you spend it all?
Of course.
On what?
On stuff.
Such as jewelry.
Yeah, stuff.
What partying? What are you doing? House, investments.
I have
mum, dad. What are you doing?
Everything, man. Everything, anything I could, lift the family up with. That's what I was doing.
Okay, and this.
So at that
talking
time,
back at your parents, how are they when you kind of say I got a record deal and it all looks rosy?
Everybody was happy for me, especially my mother and father. Like, my father was very happy for me. My father is a real man of God. Like he sent me out there to do whatever I can do in the world, but I stay grounded. I'm staying home.
And I presume you don't know that you have to recoup this money. Do you just see it as
I didn't care.
I know you don't care, but
didn't care.
I'm saying, when you get the 50, a lot of people think that's just your spending money.
Didn't care.
Okay.
So my plight was just to get there. So once you get there, then you're gonna evaluate all that stuff later.
Okay.
But you'll deal with that after the fact that you just want to get. If it was 10 people behind you trying to sign this deal, and they said you could take it or leave it.
Yeah, take it.
Would you get to the back of the line, or would you just take it?
Yeah, no, it's true.
All right.
It's a good mindset, but I have to know, because there's some people that grumble across, obviously, what they've done.
If there's a record label, and everybody from North Carolina to South Carolina to Georgia to New York trying to get into a label and get signed, and this is where black music is basically here in these few little corners. What's the chances of you getting one?
No, it's
kind of low. So it's like you being an NBA star.
Yeah, you won the lotto, basically.
It's like if you make the basketball team, you won the lotto. If you make the baseball team, you kind of making the lotto, because everybody wants to make the damn team.
No, it's true. Okay, so you sign, and then what? You start making records.
I started making records. I was living in Jersey. It took me 3 years to like Mary. Mary was like, when I met her, I was like, oh, tell me what it's like. She was signed to the label. So, and then when Puff goes back there and they listen and they say, boom, reminisce on the love we had. I was like, oh my God, you're gonna blow up.
Right.
I want your autograph. I want you to have my children, you know. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, you know.
So Mary J. Blige is on the label, you're on the label, who else is on the label?
Jodeci and...
So Jodeci's on the label.
And then later comes Soul For Real, and then...
So how is it when Jodeci...
Williams is there, and...
So how's the conversation with Jodeci?
Yeah, because after I signed
because you've kind of gone and done your own thing.
I've kind of done the wrong thing.
Have you done the wrong thing?
No, not really, but I done the right thing in my mind.
But did you have a conversation with him like, listen, you weren't really...
No, I didn't.
Has it gone sour then? Or...
It went kind of sour, because the sour part was he charged me $100,000 for 3 tracks.
Who? He did?
Yeah, I gave him 3 tracks on the album.
Right.
But he charged me 100 G's for
Charged you or the label?
The label, but it's coming. You
coming
said it's
from you.
recoupable,
I know,
so it comes back to me, right?
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay.
He's charging me. So I'm saying...
But it's worth some money because they're #1 selling record, etc. They are a name, right?
Yeah.
Association's a great thing, right?
It's great.
No, you don't. You sound a bit deflated. Like, nah, it's great.
It's
but
great.
It ain't 100 G's great.
It's great, but it's like now it's gonna be like we're boys now. We're gonna stay boys, or we're gonna be some kind of way now because
So it's a bit sour. Deal. It's a bit sour.
Yeah. Okay. For him and Puff Daddy too. Everybody like he thought I was gonna sign with. Then I ain't signed with neither one of you. So now how's everybody gonna treat you? You know what I mean? You're no more. And you can't provide nothing for them no more.
Yeah, but there's a saying, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. You've actually got it. Like, they were just speculating. So it's first come, first serve, really.
Really? That's what I'm
You've got to put your money where your mouth is,
yes.
right?
Okay, so this is what I talk about. You're going to be mad at me, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
Dre gave me the call, right?
Yeah.
I ain't tell you this part. So I get the phone call in the morning and I'm saying, hey, he says, welcome to Uptown Records. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm in the bed. I'm like, I got a record deal. I said, this ain't true. This got to be something.
A catch.
This is a catch.
I think I know.
So here it comes. I said, great, Dre, this is great for real. He said, yeah, but we don't want the group. Same thing. Same as that. What you mean? What you mean? We just want you. I just want you as a solo artist. And I say, but I'm a group. I'm the group. I'm fighting for the group.
Cool, sure.
Right?
For about 5 minutes. And then it's like, yo, who?
Look, I want, he said, I'm saying, but Dre, I'm in the group. I'm telling you, I'm talking. And I kind of sound like I'm not appreciative. Really, honestly.
Right.
I'm telling you. No. And so this is what he ended up saying. He said, well, listen, Horace, this is the deal I'm offering you. He said, you can take it or leave it. Now you tell me, do I need to fight for this group anymore?
I hear that.
Do you think?
And you say straight away, I'll take it.
I said.
Or did you say?
I said.
You say.
I said.
I'm gonna think about it.
I said, thank you, Dre. I said, thank you so much, Mr. Harrell. Thank you so much.
Mr. Harrell,
yeah, because I had
done changed.
I understood. You know, I always respected him.
Yeah.
I was just saying Dre because we was tight. I thought we was hanging around. He was picking me up at the hotel and stuff in L.A.
Yeah.
He was taking me to the studio. So I was feeling like, we was getting, so I was Dre, but I didn't know he was the CEO. I thought he was an A&R or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So you obviously take the offer, then how does the combo go?
So now the other guy in the group, you can't do that. It's not right.
Ethics.
I'm sorry, man. I can't not take the deal. It's just, it wouldn't make sense to not take the deal. It just wouldn't be.
For real.
I worked hard to get here, and I wrote those songs, and I produced them.
Right.
That we were singing.
Right. And then do you just not talk to him anymore? Is that?
After that, he wouldn't talk to me anymore. It was like, I was trying to say, hey, man, stick around. We'll get you worked into something, or sing background vocals on the album or something. But it was like he didn't want no parts of me.
But Billy's still
like
about,
I did him wrong.
But
Billy was still my, Billy was always there.
I love that Billy's still there. Okay, so you're making records, getting it all sorted, and then what happens? Do you release what?
Well, when we started making the records, man, it's a whole nother world. You're working on that album for years, and I thought that it was just going to be a 3-4 month period making the records,
how many years you
it's
working?
Controlling for the labels. At the time, you don't know these things.
Right. So how long were you working down for? What? 2 years? 3 years?
3 years. I was working on that album,
which is
and then never came out.
Right.
I left the label and went to Motown. That's when the album came out.
Why did it not come out?
Because
under
Dre
Uptown?
moved to Motown, and I moved with him.
Okay, but there's a 3-year period there. So can you kind of put your finger as to why it didn't come out? Because you're ready to go, right?
Here comes Soul for Real, Mary J. Blige,
Soul for
Jodeci.
Real.
Those are the reasons.
Right.
So somebody come out, they're promoting that. They're pushing that.
So you're kind of, hold on, go on. Okay. For what, the door? Yeah. It's open. The first door's open. Why, where did you toilet?
No, at the front.
Oh, just go around the side. The side's open. If you go there and all the way around the back, there's like a side thing. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you're effectively shelved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really shelved. I'm just
Shelved as in like because there's other artists that gotta come out.
We're gonna wait on you. We're gonna wait on you. Then here comes.
And the other artists are doing very well as well.
They're doing well, and I'm happy for them. They're doing well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Then he leaves and goes to Motown. Now Motown's one of the biggest record labels.
Now here it comes. He calls me. He sends my manager over, and then Puffy calls me as well. And said, "You'll be my first artist to sign to Bad Boy."
Okay.
And I didn't take. I went to Motown.
So Puffy rings you and says, "Do you want to sign to Bad Boy? I've got my first label." He hasn't signed anybody. No Craig Mack.
This is what he told me. I don't know if he's telling the truth.
So
or
he ain't
not.
got Craig Mack or whatever.
All he told me was, "Horace, I'm starting my label and I'm offering you a deal. You'll be my first artist." That's what he told me on the phone.
Right, and you didn't want to hear it, like the terms of the deal.
No, I didn't want to hear it. I was just in the middle of this mess. Like,
right.
He's saying this, and here comes my manager says, "What does my manager say? Horace, if you take this deal with Motown, Andre will give me an A&R job."
Okay, but Andre hasn't brought out your music for 3 years, so why are you staying with him?
He brought out Tasha Love.
Okay, he brought out one
single, Tasha Love.
And how did that do for you?
It got me out there, people understand that Horace is signed to a label, and this is what he sounds like. Right.
And how are you earning money in this 3-year period? Because you've got to keep up a profile, right?
They keep the label.
But like the label
the budget, they're rebudgeting, meaning giving you more money to owe back.
Right. So they're just loaning you money for 3 years. Yeah.
That's how they get all that money owed back to them. And so that when they shoot a video for $300,000 and another video, now all this money is accumulating and you haven't made any. You got to make all these songs.
How much have you roughly borrowed in this 3 years?
A lot. Let's just
what
say
are we talking?
Lot.
Millions?
Man,
hundreds?
It's
thousands?
close to $1 million. This $1 million is close.
And
to
are you kind of living extravagant, or are you mindful?
No, I'm not living extravagant. I'm just living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's budget money. That wasn't money
know.
for me, really. It's just.
Yeah, but obviously, if you got a.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean.
No, I hear
it's
you.
budget, so.
Okay, so you signed to Motown. What's that deal like? Is it?
It's worse than the first.
It's worse than the first.
Word.
Okay, so there's no advance.
Yeah, it's fast.
How much then?
Enough to keep choking me.
Well, if the first one was 50, how much was the second one? 20?
Enough to keep me going in the department of loaning.
Do you feel like your hands are tied? You can't really do much.
They're tied.
You have to go with this.
You have to go with it.
Okay, but are you kind of mindful that your hands are tied, or you just?
I'm mindful.
I
know it.
So you feel kind of hard done by. You feel like you've been screwed over.
I don't care.
You don't care.
Amen.
Why don't you care?
Because I don't.
But it's your life. You're going down a rabbit hole.
I'm not. I don't feel like that.
Okay, but
you feel like that maybe.
But I do feel like that. I feel like you're going down the rabbit hole of debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that part.
And you're saying that you don't care.
I don't care.
Which is a great mindset in one way, but others would argue that's a bit silly because it's going to come back to bite you in your ass.
It is.
Okay. Do you regret not having that other mindset?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, I hear that. No. Okay, signed to Motown. It's the biggest label, one of the biggest labels in the world. They've got like Michael Jackson, for God's sake, Jackson 5, whatever. Like, so you're like fully aware this is a very big label.
I'm fully aware.
Okay, so you signed to Motown. Then what happens? Because your album's been ready.
It's been ready, but so now he's ready to drop it now because
okay. So he says your album's ready.
He signed me over here now. He got to do something. Now.
Okay.
So he drops the one for the money. We shoot the video in L.A.
Right. Hold on.
You
can't just.
Hey, it's on now.
Yo, you can't just bypass one for the money like it's nothing. You get me? Big fucking record. Yeah. Big.
Guess what? I wrote that record for Silk.
For Silk.
Yes.
Okay. Hooked on You, them ones there. They don't. Okay, cool. You write that record for Silk and they don't take it? Why?
They said that they liked it and they wanted to use it, but they said Sylvia Wrong said she didn't feel like it was right for them.
So you kept it for yourself?
So the label said keep it for myself.
Right. Whose choice was it that was the first single?
Dre
said this is the first single, One for the Money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you filmed the video LA.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a big video budget-wise?
Yes, big video.
How much is the video?
300, so many.
Okay, $300,000 for a music video seems ludicrous.
Now?
Yes. $300,000. That's like 250. That's like 250 British pounds. You get me? About approx. Yeah, euros. That's a lot of money, bro.
A lot of money.
Okay. Is that just the rigs and stuff? It's just very polished. This is back in the day though, when videos. Okay. Have you got any say on the video, or you just turning up?
I'm just turning up.
Treatment-wise and shit.
I don't care.
Okay, you don't care a lot, bro.
I just don't care a lot.
Why don't? But this is your career, bro. You gotta care.
I just don't.
Okay, why is that? Tell me, like,
because I'm more of a.
Is that just the way you are?
No, I think that it's more because it's not so serious to me as it is to somebody else. Somebody might see this as so serious, you know. I'm out.
I can see your outlook is like that.
You're just. I feel like when you're in the world, I think more things are more not as serious as you make them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think what's more serious is family.
Absolutely.
You know, the Lord.
Absolutely. And
the other stuff, I think it's just me. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else but me. It's how I feel about it.
I love that outlook. Are people around you not saying maybe perhaps
I don't care what they say.
You don't care a lot, do you?
I just told you.
Are you really hard-headed, like in regards,
really don't.
Or is this just a positive outlook? Because you seem to have a very positive
outlook, but it's mine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And good night, motherfucker. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But you filmed the video. You like the video, or you just don't care?
I liked it.
Okay, cool.
It was dope.
Okay. Are you kind of hopeful that the song's gonna do what it's doing, or you just?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Of course I'm hoping for the best. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
everything.
Right.
But I don't care.
Right. Song comes out.
And I'm glad. And it's about damn time.
It's about time. Now you're out. Now you go. When are you first aware that this song is kind of perhaps growing, or is there like a turn moment where it's like exploded?
The label, they're telling me, you know, hey, you're moving.
But are you kind of hearing it on radio? When's the first time you're hearing it? Like,
I'm in the street. People are playing it in the cars, and I'm hearing it on the street and stuff. You know, it's blowing my mind. I'm really. Don't think I don't care on that part. Like I care. It's happy. It makes me happy feelings. But I'm talking about if you fall, I don't care. I can get up.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I mean. If you're gonna fall, I don't care. I can get up. You know what I mean?
But is there a moment for you where you feel like this tune is a monster?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that moment? Is there a turning point? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because it's a big record.
No, for me, it was always what it was to me. It was never. It turned into something. It was that when I heard that Things We Do for Love, when I did that record, I just felt.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Yeah.
I just felt like it.
Okay.
You know, like.
But then the lyrics of one for the money are very flamboyant. Yeah, 8-room mansion on the hill, etc. I presume you're not living like that.
It's a dream.
Right, it's a dream.
You're writing a dream.
We love that because when I'm hearing it, I'm thinking this guy's that rapper or that singer over there, and he's really living like that. But it's
the dream. You're writing the dream.
You're writing the dream.
Just like when I was with Biggie, I met Biggie. We was chilling at Uptown.
Yeah, but you can't just say that like it's a passing conversation. What the fuck is happening?
Man.
That's a whole chapter. That's a fucking chapter, bro.
Okay,
let's put a pin in Biggie. Just wait for we're gonna get to Biggie. Let's just finish this record. Okay, so is there a turning moment where you feel like this is a monster record?
No.
Okay, and are you aware of how it's doing across the world? Because for me,
I'm learning. I'm learning about it.
And just doing lots of shows. And then how is that for you? Because now I presume you're famous now. Like your face is recognized.
To people that, you know,
go on.
to many of my
just check that one
my friends and some of them, they may see, like, you know, just like you said, you're famous and people see you as something. I say you was that when before. So you was never famous. You're never famous.
Right.
Whatever you are, that's what you was. You know what I mean?
Right, but how is your own ego handling
That's
it?
what I'm trying to say.
Right.
That's why I talk like I do.
You're very feet planted on the ground, humble.
Yeah.
And where does that come from? Is that just
Daddy?
And your parents are kind of guiding you in this and saying, listen, this is how...
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy is a minister. He's an apostle.
Right.
No joke. Like,
no, I feel you.
So I always got that. Like, I can run out everywhere, and I can always come home and talk to daddy, and I can always call dad. I can always have him. He's always there.
Right, and then I presume you're doing shows?
Yeah, I'm doing shows.
How much are shows at that moment? Like how much you earning?
Maybe 5K a show, stuff like that,
Yeah,
you know, when I'm traveling abroad and other places. But, you know.
And you're busy?
I'm busy, but.
But what?
I'm not feeling so, like, you know, I'm a star or nothing. I just feel like.
Do you feel like you're not a star because of the record or just how you are? Like,
how I am.
Okay, that's lovely though. But that is a good way to be, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're not egotistical, right? Mm-mm. And then the money, are you saving it or are you spending it?
I'm spending it.
On what?
On everything. Women, the children, the wife, the family, you know, everything. Money got to go. You don't hold money.
No, I hear that.
You know, unless you're saving for something special. You know what I mean?
And kind of, have you got kids at the time? Or?
I had kids at the time.
Okay, how
many?
So
money goes to the kids, you know, 3.
We love that. And then
Monique, Maurice, and Horace.
And how's the female attention? I don't know if you can speak on that.
I'm getting a lot of it. I was getting a lot of it.
Because your R&B is like
I'm divorced. I got a lot of attention. You know what I mean? I was divorced when I started.
Right.
When I came out, I was divorced. Me and my wife was divorced. When I first started singing, I already left her.
So now you're young, free, and single.
Young, free,
and famous and rich in the R&B love period.
If you say so.
Well, the R&B period was the language of love, wasn't it? Let's face it.
It was.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so much fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I just think if you're having fun, why you gonna label it as something else?
I'm not labeling it. I'm just saying you having fun, yeah?
That's all it was to me. Then it was just I was having a lot of fun choosing something I wanted to do in life, and I feel like I accomplished it. Like, you know, like basketball, I didn't. You know, I messed up the knee, couldn't get there, and then I started music, and I feel like I got over the hump.
I feel like I know the answer, but do you have any regrets in that period of that?
I shouldn't have wore those jeans and did that 360.
Really?
Man, I messed up my knee, man.
So,
you should have seen those dunks, man. You would have been like, Horace, you playing basketball forever.
Okay, so interesting. So you would rather pick the basketball over the singing?
Hell yeah, are you crazy?
Seriously?
Man.
Even now, knowing your journey.
If you could have seen me come down and jump one step in the lane and left hand or turn around and touch my knees with the ball and dunk it like this, you would have said, 10!
Okay.
I was living for that. I want that 10. I want that.
So then, do you feel like you failed in what you wanted to achieve?
I failed in what I wanted to achieve.
That's crazy, you know, because you're doing so much in music, but yet you feel like a failure in your heart.
I feel like a failure in my heart from my desire was bald. My knee, after that knee, I just didn't want to play no
Obviously
more.
Obviously, you can't, innit?
I could. I think I can dunk now, right now.
Don't do that because you can't.
No, really.
No
joke.
We ain't doing
that.
Okay,
so when I do, I'm going to film it.
Listen, the NHS...
I'm going to film it, and I'm going to put it on in the internet. Okay. So I'm going to send it to you so you can see it and say, well, damn,
To be fair, you are in London and the NHS is free. So, like, if something does pop,
man, I'm too
we
old.
got you for free. I know you're too old, but it's you that's telling me that you can dunk.
I can dunk, but I'm too old to play in the league.
Okay, you can't dunk. Just cool. Be cool,
right.
bro.
I can't dunk no more. Shut up, man.
Okay.
You hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry, bro. He can dunk, bro.
Feelings,
360
man.
to work.
360, man, from the baseline.
I'll tell you what
man,
we do.
I go to baseline and dunk on the other side.
I'll tell you what we do.
Boom.
We go to a court. We make a video. Man like me does the alley-oop.
Yeah, alley-oop.
Alley-oop.
You can throw it off the backboard.
Boom.
You can throw it in the air and it bounce, and I'll catch it in the air.
All right, cool. Biggie Smalls then. Talk to me about Biggie, your first time meeting. Come on.
Biggie was, man. I love Biggie Smalls. He was a wonderful guy, man. I met him at Uptown Records. He was just sitting in the chair. I walked in the door, and he was sitting in the corner like that. So I just walked in, and the person was sitting here. The person I came to see, he was in the corner, and I come in facing, and he said, "There's a Biggie over there." I said, "Oh, Biggie." He got up. I said, yo. I told Biggie right now. I said, man, that's the dopest I ever heard.
What song is this you're
then when I met him?
What song was this that was out? When
I just told. No, he didn't have no songs out.
Oh, he didn't have no song out.
You know, the songs I heard was, behind the scenes. Like,
right.
He on the label. Like, Tim Dog got these records. He's A&R and a lot of
So you're hearing
stuff.
songs that are not even out yet?
songs that never came out.
Okay.
And it's fire. So I'm telling him, yo, that's the dopest stuff I ever heard. So he hugged me, said, yo, God, word. And he hugged me. He said, yo, Horace, you the man. Yo, you the man. So the first time I sang in New York, Biggie brought me on stage.
Wow.
I'm gonna release a book this year, so hopefully, you know, you'll get out and read it. Life of an R&B singer, Horace
Yeah.
Brown. Life of an R&B singer, Horace Brown, true story. I'm working on a release this year, so hopefully that's going to come out. And you can really
Plug
read
that,
it and
baby.
laugh.
Plug it with chest.
You hear some of them stories, you're going to hear some more, and you're going to be dying.
Are you kind of keeping them?
You're going to be dying. You're going to be like, oh my God, this guy's funny.
I think you got to do an audio book though, because
Yeah, I got to do
I tell you what,
audiobook.
your energy is infectious. You need to, you get
Yeah.
me. No one can say it like you.
Yeah.
That's a side note. That's a
I
free
thought
tip for
about
you. You
that
get me. That's
too.
free of
You're-
charge. You get
thank
me. I
you.
like to, you know what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
I like free stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you,
okay.
man.
Well, like the food later is free as well. You get me.
Woo, yes, I like that, man. We're going to have some lamb cutlets, y'all.
Okay, cool. So who else are you meeting then? Biggie, you said you like, and then when you're seeing kind of Ginuwine and kind of Missy Elliott's, and
Oh
then
my God, Ginuwine was running to get everybody Chinese food.
yeah,
You know, he was, y'all want something to eat? I'm going to, on the bike, I'm going to just, you know, we at Devante house.
yeah,
You know, and one day I told him to get out of there. Ginuwine, get out of here. He said, what? Go make some songs, man. You too talented. That's what I told him one day.
yeah.
And the next time I saw him, we were in L.A. He was telling me, thank you. He said, thank you, Horace. I left Devante house and I made some songs. My song Pony about to drop.
Pony, yeah.
Do it, ride it, my pony. Shout out, Ginuwine. Keep doing it, baby.
So you think he owes you a royalty?
No, he don't owe me nothing. That's my boy, man. That's my family. That's my little brother, man. That's my little boy.
Okay, so one for the money's a banger. Next is what is it? Do for love. Things we
Things
do.
to do for love.
Okay, so like you're gaining traction, right? Like that is also out there now. You're a bona fide star now. You're doing the circuits, making money. Life is good, right? Album comes out. How does it do for you?
Not so well.
Okay.
The not so well part is the label. I just, you know, I don't even want to, you know, go back there really. It's like,
What do you mean you don't want to talk about it?
not really. Like,
Okay,
you
is
know,
this a lack of promo for you? What is it then?
everything.
Because
Back
on
of
paper,
promo, they signed up. Okay, they're pushing everything but me. So I'm like, well, you know, then I'm at, you know, I just was not happy. It was very disappointing. But I was having fun as far as me having fun. But
Yeah.
the business and the stuff was just.
because obviously you've got 2 monster records. It would appear like that's all you needed in those days, right? 1 or 2 just to kickstart the thing.
Yeah.
So you put it down to lack of promo.
Lack of promo, lack of everything from the label.
Okay, and then what happens? And do you want to leave or because
Yeah,
you're
I want to
disheartened?
leave, but, you know, Andre he loses his spot anyway, and then here comes Kadar, and then he drops everything from the label. But before Kadar, it was another
Who's
guy,
Kadar?
Jackson.
Right.
It was George Jackson. So with George Jackson came, and I was still there. I had an album about to release, a single. And George Jackson has a heart attack.
Right.
The week he said, I'm meeting with him. I'm sitting in the office with George Jackson and I'm talking to him. He said, yeah, I want to put out your new records and we're going to shoot your video next week.
Right.
And I said, really? He said, next week we're going to shoot your video to this record I did, right? And I'm like, great. And it was a song and I'm happy about it. I'm in the car, I'm celebrating. We're headed home. The next week, I'm like, can't wait. Get a call. Horace was starting to inform me George Jackson had a heart attack. Died.
Damn.
And it's all over. Then Kadar comes and drop everything from the label.
So you feel like you're stuck. You can't.
It's worse. It's more than stuck because see the it's just more than I can even talk about. So
Okay.
I'll just rather just say I'm happy. God's in my life,
Okay.
and I'm here in London.
Come on, we're winning, but let me just.
Mm-hmm.
If the album doesn't do well, I presume there's money owed, or do they recoup, or do they come to you and say like you owe a shitload of money? Is that what they do?
Yeah.
How much you owe?
I told you I don't care, right? So
I know you don't
I don't
care,
even want
but-
to talk about no
Okay,
money.
is
I
it
owe.
just argument's sake? Is it 6 figures?
I don't even. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm.
And then like you've got songs with like remix songs with like Jay Z, right? Foxy Brown. Who else have you kind of worked with? Like these are humongous names.
And nothing was pushed. Nothing was. It was just almost a nightmare for me as far as the other end. The first end is good. Yeah, they put music together. People like
Yeah.
it, and they know this music is bona fide. But why it's not getting the bona fideness push or the back of it? Why not? And I see why. But when it gets to a certain point, then you realize, well, where are you at? Are you in a rock and a hard place, or are you good?
Looking back, do you feel like you should have perhaps paid more attention to the business side of things, or?
Of course I should have. But when you get to a certain place, it's like you don't say I woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah.
You say I'm gonna go that way.
I love that.
You go forward, you don't look back. You turn the salt, you look back.
So what do you do then at that moment? Then do you just go solo? Do you just
I
go
go
independent?
forward. I just keep going forward.
Yeah, but what does that entail?
Entail is just you just look before you and you just start going that direction.
And you're just bringing out music constantly.
I'm working on music constantly. I got music now. I'm about to put out some new music in a minute, and you're gonna. And when the book drops, some new music gonna drop. You're gonna say, look at Horace.
But there's a good.
He look good.
There's a good 10, 15 year gap here.
Who cares?
No, I love that. But from a British perspective, people might feel like, where's this guy gone? What has he been doing? And I'm just trying to fill in those blanks. Do you know what I'm saying?
You can't fill in them blanks at this short time. I just been living.
I want the summary version. You know what I'm saying?
I try to give it to you. You tell me I'm moving too fast.
No. Now you could speed that shit up.
Well, damn, man. Well, damn.
Do you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is.
Man, I love your interview, man. You're a cool dude,
Thank
man.
you, sir.
Really know how to.
That's very kind of you, sir.
To talk to people.
Do you know what it is? You're a legend and you've dropped records, and then it would appear from our front, because we're in the UK, right? And it's very hard for songs to come over the water anyway, right? Especially with pre-internet and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking CDs, bro.
You're right.
Yeah?
You're
and
right.
The fact that you landed, and now it would appear like this guy has fallen off the face of the earth, which is just not the case.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I just want to say, like, you obviously still trying to do music. Was you still trying to get signed, or did you just lose love for that type of industry? And you wanted to do your own thing?
Yeah, I just wanted to be free.
Right.
So I feel like being free is you're just doing not feeling like you're chained to anything. Like, if I'm doing anything, if I'm gonna move into a new deal or move into anything, I know better now. So about anything. So as far as now, independently, I'm just working on what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna drop independently, and I'm gonna move that direction.
Did you sign to any other labels after that?
No.
You just
I did sign, but it was independent guys we was working with in New York. I was working with some brothers up there. Very nice crew. We had some very nice records. I even done Soul Train with them. Like, they had money. They took New Yorkers and Americans, or I'll say R&B hip hop lovers. They have love for Horace Brown. I can't front. I don't think that they don't. I just think that they the love they have for me is to want to see me on top.
Yeah. And
want to see me have a shine that they want to see. But I think a lot of times it's just about you have to respect the fact that many artists are just going to have a different career.
And then in that kind of period, what kind of artists are you looking at? Like, damn, he did his
thing.
Okay,
just like I was saying, the top three, I just thought about a player and I said, Dr. J, you know what I'm saying? Like to say, you can't leave that name out of basketball either. But he would have had a greater career if he had went straight to the NBA.
Right.
Look at all those years lost at the ABA.
Right.
His statistics would have beat everybody's statistics today. He probably looked like greater than Michael Jordan than anybody. But that's what I was trying to say. Is he happy?
Dr. J, let's ring him up now.
Dr. J, are you happy? Do you feel like you didn't? You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
So
but
I feel like...
What kind of R&B singers are you kind of feeling at that time that you look at their careers or their songs are? Is anyone stand out to you, or?
Of course. Are
you a fan?
A lot of them. Daniel Jones.
Come on.
Tyrese Gibson. I met them on their beginnings.
Yeah.
Usher. I was with Usher. He was a little kid. He was 16, 17 years old. And his mom, I met them then. I shook and hugged them then. So I have the history that you don't know. A lot of joy that I get is not from money. Like, a lot of joy I get is just from, a lot of joy ain't measured in money. You know what I mean? When I get a hug from my mother or father or sister or brother, money comes with that. But the joy is greater than the money in my pocket.
Do you feel like people should put more respect on your name?
No.
No?
No.
I feel like they should.
I feel like if they got any respect for my name, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do you feel about R&B now? It seems like it's not as prevalent as it was. It seems like a whole different era. R&B, some may say, is that scene's I don't know, it's just different times. How do you see the kind of scene now?
I'll see it as evolving. If you look at the beginning of R&B, it was nothing like it is today either. You know what I mean? Like when you look at Sam Cooke and some of those singers, you don't hear nothing like on that level of understanding of writing. So it evolves into. I think what helps to evolve it is topic. Like say, if you're gonna, this is what I was talking about when I was writing. This is what I was thinking about. I'm trying to write a song. Right, got it, blank sheet of paper. What you gonna write about?
Love, baby.
Okay.
So, R&B,
okay, but then what would you think? Would you gonna write a song that's already been written? Or you wanna write a new song? How are you gonna write a new song? It seems like everything been said, right? So that's what I mean about writing. You gotta say, well, what am I gonna say? So when I wrote Taste Your Love, I was trying to talk about a topic that hasn't been spoken about and sing it with taste.
So in 2020, 25, do you feel like every topic's been spoken about?
I felt like that in 1995.
Right, so then we fucked then, innit?
No, I'm saying the evolving is new creative ways to say it.
Right, correct. But I'm just saying R&B in itself, it seemed like there was a real golden period. These singers, Donald Jones,
the 90s
yourself.
and
That's
the
what I'm
80s
saying. There's a beautiful period.
Yeah.
Perhaps never to be seen again. That's what I'm trying to get at. So when I'm saying in 2025, R&B is not really out there like it was.
But let's say history repeats itself.
Do you feel like it's like a circle?
Everything is a circle. It said nothing is new.
So you feel like R&B will
repeat itself.
Will repeat. And are you going to be at the front of that line saying, yo...
I'm going to be at home somewhere sitting down.
What you going to be doing at home?
Drinking a cappuccino.
Yeah.
It'll be the kids' day. Like, I don't think everything that flew out of me, then it's theirs now. It's not mine anymore, it's theirs. So now they take my stuff and recreate it and make it, you know.
Well, I hear that. And then how do you feel about this kind of TikTok world and people kind of becoming famous overnight and perhaps cutting corners to a craft that needs its time spent on it?
It's just the times, the changes of the time, the signs of the times.
Yeah.
To me, it's just the signs of the times. It has nothing to do with anything but the signs of the time and the signs of the getting to a level of technology. That's all.
But do you feel like these people are cutting corners? Like people are becoming famous overnight?
Why wouldn't they?
Huh?
Would you cut a corner or would you go straight?
No, I hear that. But for someone who's perhaps spent his craft and really, do you get what I'm saying? And now you've got people that can perhaps sing and just change it with tone it. The keys can be changed. AI. All this.
Nothing's wrong with that. I just feel like it's just a sign of the time. So then I feel like they'll appreciate me more of being able to deliver something more pure.
Yeah, I hear you. I do this segment. You're gonna like this.
Okay.
I don't know if you are, because it is a sign of the times. I ask AI to ask me some questions.
All right.
Yeah, so it's artificial intelligence. All I've said is, who is Horace Brown? It told me, I said, ask him some questions.
Okay.
Cool. Some of them we may have covered.
All right.
We have the chat. Your debut was hyped, but your album release faced delays. What really happened behind the scenes? Is that just a case of?
Yeah, that's just a case of the label changes.
Yeah, we spoke about it. Did the music industry ever try to shelf you because you weren't playing the political game?
No.
No. Do you feel like there is a lot of politics to be played in this game?
Yes, there
is. And if you don't act a certain way. Who in the 90s R&B scene was the most overrated artist in your opinion?
Overrated?
Yeah.
I would say...
You want to plead the fifth on them, you can.
I can plead the fifth on that one because I don't think any R&B... Well, if I would say overrated, you put the overrate on who? Nobody. Who's at the top?
Okay.
I guess.
You were signed to Uptown and then Motown. What dirt did you have on how labels actually treat black male artists?
The dirt I would have is not very much because I was on mostly black labels.
Okay, cool. This is AI, by the way, so don't start on me. Did Diddy, then Puff Daddy, exploit young black talent for his own come-up?
Yes. As far as he found Biggie and other... I don't say he exploited them. I think he just found talent. I think he knew talent.
Side note was, there's a lot of talk that Biggie was trying to leave the label.
I think
Do you think there's truth in that?
I think that he didn't have to. I think he was satisfied that the contract dealings will be over soon, just like the other guy, Tupac. I think their dealings was going to be over soon, and they could be free, start their own labels. I think that's kind of political that they won't get a chance to do that.
Talking about Puffy, you know he's obviously in the news a lot right
Yes.
now with certain parties. Can you pass any comment?
The comment,
You ever been to a Diddy party, man?
I have to say, honestly, no.
Okay.
I've never been to a Diddy's party. And you can ask anybody, I guess, but why would I lie anyway? But I'll tell you this part. I went to Motown. I didn't go to Bad Boy.
Right.
And I think that Puffy was angry with me that I didn't. I'm telling you, because you didn't see me on none of the Bad Boy tours.
I saw you in that, I'm joking.
None of them,
Yeah.
right? You never heard, and featuring and guest singers and opening artists, Horace on the 90s tour. They had great tours with the Bad Boy tours. So all those groups was major. They did big things, but they never invited me to do nothing because I think Puffy was angry and trying to show me that look how we rolling and you went over there and chose Motown over us, And I don't care, you know what I mean? I love Puffy still today. Like I ain't mad at him, and I don't have nothing bad to say about him. I pray for Puff Daddy. I'm a prayer man. I pray for him that he's in the position he's in. I pray for him that he'll come out and however people see you, you know yourself better than anybody else. So I pray for him that he get his mind and soul and he feels good about himself and get himself together.
Some say these allegations only appeared when he had a problem with the alcohol company. So there's always these underlining.
I don't trust America. I don't trust rich America. So if you look at rich companies and I don't think that nothing. I don't put anything past any of these people that glorify money. I don't put nothing past them.
In your heart of hearts, would you say he was guilty or innocent? It's a bit of a.
In my heart of heart,
just from the person that you know.
Know what I say? In my heart of heart, I would say, how do you judge a man on something that you say that they do wrong? Well, then, if you judge him on the wrong, well, there's no judgment for the right. Like, there's many people that make a lot of money off of this guy, like from the companies to I don't care. I mean, from the labels to the art to the singers to the everybody that he's employed. They can't say he's bad. I mean, the money that they made off of him fed their families and stuff. So, How bad is a person? Do you weigh the bad by not saying anything about none of the good?
Right.
So you're only as good as you're bad.
I hear you.
So I don't think nobody's as bad as they are good. Meaning, you ain't just bad. You gotta be. You're good. Does your good measure your bad? Where you measure it? Are you more good than bad? What are you? So I don't think people consider none of your good when they try to frame you and blackmail you and put you in a garbage can. They don't say you did anything good.
Do you think he is being framed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I think, how can you get somebody off of this? And there's so much stuff going on in the world. What you mean to tell me? You telling me somebody did something sexual, and you mean to tell me that's it? We are sexual beings, but I don't think nobody hurt nobody sexually that should be free. I think you should be in jail for what you do wrong. But I think whatever you did wrong, that's what you did wrong. And you should get that crime for that time for what you did. And I don't think your time should go past your crime. Look at America. Look how people are in jail for weed and stuff like that. And then you said it's legal. So how am I trust a system that said, it's bad, you're going to jail? Then they say, we change our mind, it's good. Well, where are all the people in jail that you put in? What about them?
Also, can you appreciate it's a different era back then? A lot of things it's just different times.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
Different
lies.
times, different things.
There's a bunch of lies, I think. I think when you live in a lying system, you got to make a new lie.
Okay.
If you didn't, why is it was bad and then it's good? How can good go to bad and bad go to good? It don't make no sense. Either it's bad or it's good.
There's a lot of bad and good, Kaden, but I hear you, bro.
It can't be both.
Yeah, I hear
Okay,
you.
that's what I'm saying. You can't enslave me and then you be my savior.
Right.
It can't be. You one or the other.
I hear you. I hear you.
Thank you.
Were you ever pressured to change your sound, image, or even sexuality to fit the industry mold? This is AI, bro.
I was
don't have to
pressured
answer
to
some
change
of
my
these.
sounds and stuff.
Sound image. Let's go sound
sounds-
image. We won't go
sound image.
sexuality.
I say sound image because sometimes they would go, labels would come in and be like, make a song like that. I want to hear something like this, or some other artist or something. I'm like, I'm not here to do other artists' material.
But is there a pressure to do that? Like, no?
No, if they say it, that's pressure. Like,
Okay.
I'm not doing it. It ain't no pressure because I'm not gonna do it.
I hear you. Were you ever involved in any situations with groupies that you now regret or fear might resurface?
No.
AI, brother. AI.
No.
AI.
No.
Have you ever dated or hooked up with another celebrity and kept it under wraps? Drop a name. like he's going to drop it 25 years later. But
What did he say? Did I hook up with
did you
someone?
have you ever dated or hooked up with another celebrity and kept it under wraps?
Yeah. Yeah, I kept it on the wraps.
Okay. Were there any public ones that were just public? I don't know.
No.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Do you believe fame messed with your mental health or relationships? How bad did it get?
Yes, it worked. It hurt a lot. Relationships. You can't keep. Your relationships have to be different. Nobody trusts you if you're hard. Hey, I'm a singer. You want to get together? Nah. Who wants to be with you?
Yeah, and then the mental health.
They want to be with you for a second.
Yeah, because they want that guy.
They want that guy, right? That's what I'm saying. Right. So the mental health is to say that a lot of things you have to deal with. That there's no mental place to go.
Right.
There's nobody to talk to about that stuff.
So then how did you deal with it? Was it your faith? Or?
My faith. I go to my Father and I go to the Lord, you know what I mean? And He fixed everything, so.
Yeah. We love that. What's the wildest thing you saw in a studio or tour bus that you could never publicly admit until now?
The wildest thing
AI is
I
mad,
saw on a tour bus
AI is
that
crazy.
I can't admit to now. Nothing. I didn't see nothing
fair
wild.
enough.
Nothing wild. We just laughed and made jokes.
Do you think R&B is dead or just evolved into something unrecognizable?
It's evolved in something it's unrecognizable to who don't understand it.
I definitely don't understand it. Mm-hmm. Is Chris Brown the last true R&B star or just a great marketing product?
Great marketing.
Yeah. What do you think of artists like Usher or R. Kelly? Do we separate art from the artist?
We separate art from the artist. You gotta understand that the artist is, just doing a work, but the person can be guilty of things or whatever you're trying to find him guilty of. But I think that we have to separate that. We have to understand.
So do you think
that's a person?
Do you think R. Kelly records should still be played publicly?
Yeah, and what that got to do with what he did, or they was playing them before he did it, and then they was playing it while he did it, and they was playing it after he did it. So what's the difference? I mean, good grief! It's like saying that song never existed. Yeah, it did. I still play it, and I still like it.
I ain't gonna lie. I walked into a couple clubs. It's the remix to Ignition.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do. What that got to do with I liked it then. Oh, I don't like it no more. That don't make any sense. I'm not lying. I liked it then. I like it now. He still can sing. What that got to do with anything?
I'm just asking the questions. Bro. Was the new Jack Swing era overhyped compared to the real soul of R&B?
No.
No?
No.
Do you feel that white artists in R&B were elevated unfairly compared to black artists with more talent?
Of course.
Yeah? Why is that? It's just
because they got a deal that they couldn't. They got somebody saying, "Hey, you can sing. You're gonna make us more money than him, because I can chop you over there."
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, I hear
it ain't even racist, really. It's just making sense.
Business, I suppose. Did the industry ever try to pimp you out for certain demographics or image appeal?
No.
Was there ever a point you considered doing something completely wild just to stay relevant?
No.
Do you believe the industry still runs off payola, fake friendships, and selling out for streams?
I don't think the industry is run off of none of that.
What about payola? Do you think that's a real thing?
No. I just really don't even care. Go ahead.
Okay, I think we're reaching the end of your tether. Just bear with me, brother. Just bear with me. He don't care no more. Have you ever witnessed or been close to any abuse of power or exploitation in the music business?
Abuse of power and exploitation.
It's kind of the exploitation part and parcel of it.
I guess that's what the shit is. I guess it's exploitation.
They exploit you as an artist.
Okay, I mean that's what it is. The whole thing is exploitation. Go out there and try to make a movie or something. See if they're gonna hire you or they want to touch you first. Let me see if your parts work. Okay, go ahead.
Back off, man.
see what I'm saying?
What's one truth about 90s R&B scene that nobody's brave enough to admit?
Brave enough to admit that it was a great era of music.
Yeah, it really was.
It was a great era of music.
Okay.
Dominant. It was
Almost
pretty
there.
dominant.
Do you think you were blackballed by the industry?
Yeah,
If so, by who?
by the industry. By those that don't want to see you succeed. They say, no, don't let them have it.
What's the biggest lie you've had to tell in interviews back in the day to protect your image or label?
The lie I had to tell to protect my image and my label. I didn't tell no lies.
Fair enough. How many of your peers were secretly on drugs or dealing with addiction while pretending everything was fine?
Most of them. Go ahead.
Side note, you know when Jodeci were going through that period when they're falling off stage and shit?
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel, bro? Because they were...
It made me feel
It was
like
looking bad.
they need to stop that, that's all. It just made me feel like, hey man, y'all need to,
You ever speak to them or like
Nah,
see Devante?
nah,
You never seen him?
I seen. I mean, when they, when people do things, if I was around, I'd tell you to pull a skirt up. But if I ain't around,
If you saw Devante now, would you have a message for him?
yeah, I say, man, I love you, man. Thank you so much for what what you did, how you influenced my life and career.
Yeah. Have you ever had to pay for radio play or magazine features?
No, I ain't got no money for that.
Do you think the industry is harder now, or was it more toxic back then, when there was no social media exposure?
It was harder back then
Yeah.
than it is now. Like as far as you got media, you get it.
Did you ever witness shady deals involving execs trading favors for contracts or opportunities? Mad.
That's the industry.
That's just how it is, yeah?
That's how it works.
Was there one moment in your career where you felt completely exploited but couldn't speak up?
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate or not?
I just spoke about it.
All right,
I mean, the whole interview was about how I was exploited. Go ahead.
Man, you don't give me
Go
these
ahead.
digs
I'm
for,
sorry.
bro.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you.
Don't shoot the
That's-
messenger, man.
I'm shooting that.
Yeah, shoot that motherfucker. Yeah,
See?
yeah. Yeah, I can
I'm
get
not
it.
shooting.
All right, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
go ahead.
cool. Have you ever had to threaten someone in the industry to get what you were owed?
No.
What's one thing about the bad boy era that nobody inside ever talks about?
About the bad boy. I wasn't in that era.
You was, but it's cool. If you could expose one music exec for being fake, would you? Oh, fuck that, that's some bullshit.
For being fake, no.
Quick, can we just, last point to talk about Biggie Smalls wanted to do a song with you, is that correct?
Yeah,
Can we elaborate on
It
that?
touched my heart because I was like, it was the last time I saw him.
Right.
Last time I saw Biggie, I was at a party. It's Wendy Williams. We were Wednesday night. We were in New York City, and Biggie saw me, as he does all the time when he see me. He said, "Yo, come here," and I go, and I come to Biggie, and I'm standing there in front of him. "Yo, Horace, man, I got guns, man. What you need? I'll go up to Motown and get you anything you need." "What you talking about, Big? I got guns. I'll go up there and get whatever you need. What you need?" That's what Biggie told me.
Right.
Think about that. Now think about that for a second. You know what I mean?
Right, he said I got to get it, right?
I said, "Biggie, man, I don't get down like that, Big. You know that." I said, "Big." He said, "What you want? What you need?" I said, "I need you to do some record. We need to do a record with me." He said, "Anything for you, Horace. Anything for you. When I get back, I'm going to LA. When I get back, me and you." And I went to London. He went to LA.
He was meant to come to London apparently
I
as well.
went here. He went there, and I heard on the news, and I cried in my room when I got the newspaper, and he was gone. I was like, wow. You meet somebody and they're gone. Like,
Yeah.
I just thought about him sitting in that chair in the corner, and when I walked in, you know what I'm saying? Like, you pursue a career and never know you made it, and did you make it then? Because it might have been better to be a shoe shine boy or something than to be still alive than to lose your life because you're good at something.
Do you think his passing away and the way him and Tupac died amplified their careers even more so?
Of
Do you know what I mean?
Of course, it amplified it more. You had to shine the light on it, you know what I mean? And you see the ridiculousness of the humanity about our, we're just a wild bunch, you know.
And just looking at the world now, how do you see things? It seems pretty messed up with what's going on.
I
Do you have
think
an opinion of the world?
it's pretty much where it's headed, where it's going. It's exactly where it's going.
Where is it going?
Exactly where it's
To
going.
the end game.
Yeah, to the end game. Meaning, I think that wherever it's headed, it's nothing nobody can do. I mean, it's already I think things are already written that bring to life, that come to pass.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that we make it happen. So just like I think we're living in a place that we didn't make happen. So how are we going to make the results of it?
I hear you.
We didn't make it happen in the first place. So how are we going to make it what we want it to be when it was here when we got here?
Yeah, but it's not the same as when we got here. Do you know what I mean?
Because of what I'm saying of when we got here, we was here. It was here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be here, and
Right.
we have nothing to do with it being here.
Right.
So when we feel like we can shape it, I think we kind of get illusional that we feel like we can shape the world that we were brought into.
And then as a like American, what's your thoughts on Trump? He's doing a lot. He be taxing mofos left, right,
Yeah,
and centre.
I don't
What's
really-
up with your boy, man?
I don't really think about him that much. I think, the world's headed where it's headed. Like I say, I think the world's a wilderness. It's a wild place. So, we're in the wilderness, and hopefully, if you're blessed, you'll find your way out of the wilderness, and you'll find your way to the Lord. Or if you find grace in God, you'll find that the world is a great place. It's not great because of us, because we're killers and other things, but so it's great because of the Maker.
Mm-hmm.
He made us great. He made the world great. We make everything lesser.
And then finally, what can we expect from you? So I know you said there was a book. Is that definitely happening, or is you?
Yes, definitely happening.
And what else can we look forward to?
We're
Like,
gonna look forward to some more jokes, some more comedy, some more songs,
stand up. So when's
some more Horace Brown.
So when's the stand up tour, bro? You know.
I don't know. I'm working on it. I got some good material I'm working on. You know what I mean? I remember I did some jokes, and I was performing in L.A. before your man came on. He was a comedian, Eddie Griffin.
Okay.
I opened up for a few comedians before.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
I opened up for Eddie. I opened up for.
I can see that.
What's my man? God, I can't even think of his name right now, but he's
Yeah.
one of my funniest guys in New York. I swear. Never mind. But I've opened up for comedians and.
And then just kind of song-wise, are you still passionate about songs making?
Yeah,
Have you
I'm
got
passionate.
a soft
I'm
spot
passionate.
for it, or you don't?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kind of still bringing out music? Because now we're in a world where you don't need anyone. You just need your own studio, the internet, Spotify, whatever it is, and you're good to go. Do you get what I'm saying?
I want to join. I don't want to do it by myself. I think ideas come together.
What do you mean? You don't
Like I could do stuff by myself.
right?
But I think a lot of times when you involve people come in the studio with you.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can release music by yourself now. Do you know what I mean? Like you can put it online. You can effectively create your fan base. You don't need. Are you kind of all for that, or you just chill out, enjoying life? What's your stance on what you're doing going forward?
I'm definitely enjoying life, but
Yeah, I can see that.
As far as I spend a lot of time thinking about what do I need to do, spending time with the children and the grandchildren.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like, more so than somebody desire
I hear that.
career and stuff. My desire is like what's in your heart. So in my heart, I desire other things.
Would you advise your kids and grandkids to get into the music industry, or is that a no-go area?
I would advise them to do what makes them happy.
Right. Fair enough. I think we've covered most things. Does anyone want to chip in? We good? Feel free. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I like the interview because I'm not often in London.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to spend the time and give you a lot of my
No,
energy, and I appreciate you having me here on the show, man. And you're an awesome interviewer. And
The pleasure's all mine. I'd like to say thank you. It's very kind of you to come here and give your time. We really appreciate it. You have an infectious energy, sir, and I mean
Thank
that.
you.
There's numerous people that sit on this chair, and your energy is infectious. So long may that continue. I want to say thank you. I mean that from my
thank
heart.
you so
man.
much.
You're
sir.
R&B
I have
legend.
to hug you, man.
Come
when
on,
you
man.
talk
Come
like
on,
that.
man.
I have to,
No,
man. I
come
have
on,
to.
no,
I have to hug you, man.
Cameraman,
I have to
get
hug
me
you,
in.
man. Yeah.
Listen,
That's how we do, man. We do
shout out
that.
to-
That's what we do, man.
Shout out to Venom again.
Venom.
Everyone, we out. Horace Brown, the legend.
I love
you know.
y'all, London.
We out.
God bless y'all. Thank y'all for the love.
Peace.
Peace.
It's a Shizzio show.